Holy shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
What's going on, guys? April 9th, 2018, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, bring you wisdom, knowledge, news, opinion, and commentary faster than a Tide Pod in a Florida high schooler's cleared backpack. So, anyways, welcome to the Monday edition of WTF Nation Radio. I got Flash coming on a little bit later, and right now I got the hoot of all hooters. The Owl has joined us today for the first hour shooting the shit. Of course, I got the exquisite and lovely Spanky on the front desk. So, hey, real quick, I wanted to cover something that kind of everyone's asking me, hey, what you're talking about this, you're talking about that, and are you getting a little tired of all the politics and all this other shit? No, actually, I like seeing, like I was just telling Spanky, I like seeing shit burn. It's fun to watch both sides of the arguments going back and forth and yada and all this stuff, which is no big deal. I don't fucking mind it. I don't mind the dialogue. I actually want dialogue like that. When you can go back and forth, especially here on WTF Nation Radio, we've had guests and amongst ourselves go back and forth, and we've all been able to provide each other with some interesting dialogue and opinions, and in the end, we're done. That was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then we go on to the next thing, or we laugh at memes or whatever, right? Well, I'm gonna reveal something to you, and as time moves along this year, and I told you this year's gonna be a big year, you're gonna learn a lot more of me, especially. Ooh. So yeah, you're gonna know about me. Some of my history, some of my background, kind of peel the onion back a little. And I say this because back in 1995, about the most catastrophic event that happened in my life was the baseball strike. I was an avid Major League Baseball fan, like you could not believe. And the Major League Baseball went on a fucking strike. I mean, it was devastating to me because I don't even think there was a World Series. I was so pissed off at Major League Baseball. But there was another event going on too. And it was the special prosecution and the other special investigative fucking members of Congress going after the president at the time. Oh, you got to bring me up again, ass, thanks. Yep. William Jefferson Clinton. So, from what you guys don't know, and a lot of people do know this that know me for real. I used to be a, and I wouldn't say a hardcore Democrat, but I was more kind of like on the I guess you could say I was more Democrat. And I never understood why everyone was going after Clinton at first. I mean, of course, we all know now that it was all his wife's doing. So we can rest assured He probably had some part of it, but there was the fucking the puppet master with the strings. And again, of course, this is purely my opinion. And actually, I was there, so a lot of you guys weren't even fucking born yet to discuss this. Exactly that, Casey. You were eating glue and dirt, to use Casey's reference there. So none of you guys can sit there and go, "That's not you, Ice. You're talking about the special." No, shut up. Okay. I was already in the Army for quite some time, and I was already serving overseas and had just come back or getting ready to go on employment and going again somewhere else. So it's not a big, it's history. But when you watch it unfold on TV, you watch everyone talking about how everything excused in his mother to go after the fucking president at the time. So everything was going on. Now, mind you, everybody is at fault for the way the government rolls. I don't give a fuck if you say, well, it was the last administration that didn't do this, and it was the last administration that... It was everybody's fucking fault, the way the military was being run.
Domino effect.
Yeah, exactly. They never really thought about the second, third order effects. And it was kind of, I wouldn't say funny, but it was kind of ironic that a lot of the shit that is happening now happened back in 1995 when it came to the military. The military had just finished a massive drawdown from Desert Storm, which, like we were at the time, coming down from a massive drawdown right now. We had vehicles and aircraft crashing a lot, mostly aircraft. A lot of drama going on back in the day because of that drawdown, because there were now aircraft that are now considered museum pieces now. But back in the day, there was not enough parts for aircraft pieces and parts and sustainment. We would drive on a convoy to go to quote unquote gunnery. We drove back, and that was it. We were good to go. And that was the time, and it was because of the gouging that the military received at the end of the Gulf War that slowly started to pick up. Now, a war started back in the day was Operation Allied Force, and that was the intervention of us going into Serbia, going into the former Yugoslavia. Oh, boy, by the way, we're still there. In case you guys hadn't noticed, we're still there.
Yes, we are.
So we had that going on, and that's when the famous Spokanet bomb holder, you guys will only be here for 6 months, and the next ended up being a year, and then the units would rotate out, and another 2 years, and another, you know what I mean? So it just kept going. So again, I always blame the other thing, but what I was watching was, and this is when I was watching during the impeachment of Bill. Yes, he did get impeached, but he wasn't. There was not in articles of impeachment did get moved forward. However, he was not. He was convicted, but he was not sentenced to any impeachment because obviously there was a change of House Senate. Not to get into all of the shit. But anyways, my whole point was, it's that it first started off with Whitewater and didn't go anything with there. Then it started with Vince Foster, which, by the way, he did, Clinton fired his director of the FBI, and then fucking his special staff guy disappeared with missing documents and shot himself in the back of the head with, in the forest. So,
imagine that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do it, you do it right, I guess. No, I do mean Macedonia. Macedonia was Camp Able Sentry, which was one of the platforms for Task Force Hawk. It was already there. So when Task Force Hawk was initiated, and then we went into Kosovo, that's when Camp Bondsteel and Able Sentry were. So you have the time a little bit later, just by 3-4 years. It did eventually get involved. I'm talking about Bosnia Herzegovina. And I was watching this when I was, I was a young. Well, I wasn't really a young Joe because I'm old. I was watching this as a I could say I was pretty young. I guess I watched this as a young NCO, and I was like, wow, they're really fucking going after him for no fucking reason. What are they going after? It seemed like every day in the fucking news, they were going after him for everything. Everything. Finally, it finally came down to him slipping up during an interview about banging an intern, and then the next thing you know, there's some skeet on a fucking blue dress, and then that was it. Then that's what they got him on. They got him on conviction of obstructing justice and lying during an investigation. They didn't get him on articles of impeachment from anything else. It was almost like they kept digging and digging and digging and digging. So, today I was kind of watching the news and, talking to people shooting the shit. And I just kept shaking my head. And they're like, what are you, fucking Trump supporter? I'm like, no. Listen here, you young fucks. Because, I can call them that. And I'm very senior in age and ranks to say this. Listen here. I just said, listen, look. All I said was, listen here, you young fucks. I go, really, dudes, you're going to go off on this shit. I go, think about this. I said, back in 1995, I witnessed the same fucking thing when I was a Democrat. And I saw this happening. And I'm thinking, we're doing the same fucking thing.
Yep.
There were one circled around the fucking president and some fucking chick and blackmail. And everyone circled around him being investigated. Just right before we went on air, his personal lawyer had just had a no-knock raid, which I don't know what the fucking no-knock raid is, but I know when the FBI comes at your door, they're raiding your shit. There's no such thing as, hi, we're here to check you out, see how you guys are doing. That's not how it works. The FBI is going to come in and check your shit. They're going to come in and check your shit. So they center around this. Well, what's happening right now at the same time? The same thing that happened back in Bosnia. A war started kicking up. There was a massive atrocity and genocide of Muslims, ethnic Muslims that were being rounded up by the Serbs and put in camps. And we're not talking, it was almost concentration camp level type shit. Well, now, at the same time, everyone's like, oh, wag the dog, wag the dog. No. You can't wag the dog this shit. You can't wag the dog in this shit. So what happened is that the Syrians, or somebody said somebody aside from Syrians, Bashir Assad's fucking army gassed, just like as in the last 24, 48 hours, gassed people. Now this time they had video of people fucking getting gassed. Hey, look, if you ever wanted to know what those types of chemical weapons do, go ahead and Google that and let your own, just Google images or videos of that event. And I guarantee it, when you see babies, when I see kids as young as Baby Ice or Princess Ice, and you see them going through the thralls of going through getting a chemical attack, and then the first thing that comes out of the news, I'm not talking about atrocities, I'm talking about the first thing that comes out of the fucking mouth was, oh, Stormy Daniels, porn star, has money. Now look, every tag-chasing fucking person on the planet that wants to attach themselves to some level of fucking fame will blackmail you for fucking anything and everything. Now, if you saw how her interviews were, they were pretty, looked like they were pretty, opportunistic, I guess you would say. They were more of a, she wants the attention. Is it me? Did she want the attention when she was doing her interview? I was catching some excerpts of her interview. I was expecting brown chicken, brown cow to happen. That's probably why they had fucking, Anderson Cooper there, so that way there was no brown chicken going on. But you kind of look at the stuff that with me. If I'm ever caught in a compromising position, everybody knows about me, and I say what happened. I mean, like personally, right now, there's some things that happened in my life that I will say I admitted to, and I admitted to it. So that way, no one can ever say they can blackmail me.
That's the best way to be. Keep it honest.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about, some of the bodies that I buried, but I'm talking about some other shit. I'm not talking about that crazy. I'm not talking about that. Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. No. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm talking about is like pretty much what it was is that whether he had or had not an affair of whatever, they're honing in on the fact that his lawyer paid her to shut up. Now, that's the issue. That's the issue right now that everyone's drawing around. So now everyone's circling the wagons on this tag chaser, who now keeps saying through her lawyer, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. If this doesn't happen, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. Now, of course, I don't have the prominence of the President of the United States. But, you can understand what I'm saying, that when someone likes to come off like that and say, I'm going to say something, wow, really?
At some point, you just got to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Then fucking say it. You know what I mean? In my career, that thought was, in situations, way back. As a matter of fact, it was during that time someone tried to say something with me, and I said the same thing, say it, and it was not even a big deal. Like I said, but again, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the fact that they're looking for something, anything to grab, to grab something, to slip up. Well, everybody knows that aside from Twitter, that's the only thing the president does. He doesn't freaking, he doesn't fucking email. He tells people what to do. You know what I mean? He'll sign stuff and document shit, but that's about it.
He's been actually playing it very clean, very open.
Tonight's drink been brought to you by the rest of my Honey Jack I've been drinking. I need to get some more Class 6. Honey Jack. Fire Jack and Honey Jack. Lately, the PX has been stocking a lot of Jack Daniels products. And, that's what I'm talking about. Use some more of that shit. I love it. So, anyways, going back to what I was saying. So now, in the midst of all this, they're saying they have done a no-knock raid on the president's personal lawyer. Now, obviously, if there's something going on, then they had to have connected. They had to have connected the. They have to connect something to make them do a raid, or at least they think that. But then I go back to what happened back in 1995.
Yeah.
Just like I thought how fucked up it was. Now, mind you, I mean, he was just in office. Like, he just started in office at the time in 1995. So, I couldn't really, you can't really fucking say at the time. Everyone, he had hope and all this other shit. No big deal, right? You thought, okay, it's gonna be good to go. But you never thought that history would repeat itself now, because I tell you what, the Republicans didn't like Clinton at all. Back in 19, they were fucking. I'll be honest with you. The creation of the formats that we do our shows today, whether it be veteran radio, news talk radio, whatever radio, came birth from the Clinton era. Morton Downey Jr., Rush Limbaugh, they all came from that. They didn't come from just people just talking shit and all this other stuff. And then now it's funny watching all the people that I remember growing up that were losing their shit in Congress are now contributors on either Fox or CNN or MSNBC or CNBC, whatever, what have you. They're on a big tangent. So I shake my head because I really don't think that there's anybody fucking doing shit right now. I mean, I really think that there is there's nobody here that can actually answer a fucking legitimate fucking question about what our government is doing right now. They just passed a fucking omnibus. I don't know what that means. To me, that means is that bigger than humongous?
No, that one I can explain because I actually have been checking that one out myself.
Hey, baby, you want to see my omnibus? You know what I mean? Is that a woo, 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 you want to see some omnibus? Or whatever. So currently, I'm seeing the same thing. I see nothing getting done. Nobody's seeing anything getting done.
They're trying to stall him out.
That's what I'm saying. So that way he could say it was,
Well, again, midterms are coming. What can you sit there and say? Well, he did quite a bit. He's gotten quite a bit done. But if they can sit there and stall him out for the next however long, when everybody starts running for the midterms as far as Senate and Congress, they can sit there and say, the Democrats can turn around and say, he didn't get everything done, or look at this, we've got him tied up with Stormy Daniels or whatever. They want something to stick.
And that's the thing, what I'm trying to say. And I'm trying to say they're trying to fucking stick something. They're really trying to stick something. And all because and they have found the seed of that discontent. We finally got. I mean, think about the entire Congress and our federal judicial system going off the word of a porn star. A porn star. So now, I tell you what, anything that happens from here on out is setting a case precedent. You better listen to fucking porn stars when they fucking say, I need to do something. What I think fucking the president's council should do is
I plead the fifth. I said there are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America.
there can only be one. You know what I mean? Why?
Well, and here's the part what I'm gathering and more. Okay, everybody's been telling the president not to fire Mueller. And at this point, even his counsel's getting a little edgy about it. And from what I can gather, they're going after his lawyer. So far, everybody Mueller has gone after has not gotten him any closer to the president. And I mean, if his lawyer paid off Stormy Daniels, unless there's something in writing from the president saying, pay her off for me, it goes nowhere.
But do you think it's one of those things where he can say it's I don't know, it's kind of like how could you some states how they have the verbal contract law?
Guilty by association?
No, I'm talking about like contract, like for instance, a verbal contract. So for instance, I go and say, hey Al, I got this fucking furniture or something like that. You want to buy? You want to buy a couch? Yeah, well, I'll buy a couch. I'm gonna come pick you up. All right, cool. Meet me out somewhere, and we'll go get it. And then I told you that I was gonna sell it for you for like $10, but then when we finally meet up, it's like $20, and then you get pissed off, and I get pissed off. Then I sued you. Is that because there was nothing in writing? And it was like, hey, make offer or some shit. Some states actually will honor that verbal contract that you admit or originally have. So I was just wondering, cause porn stars are people too. Porn stars matter.
Porn stars matter.
That's what makes me mad. We're starting to fucking go back and forth on what is the importance of or who holds the stature, because now nobody wanted to fucking listen to Monica Lewinsky when this shit was going on back in the day. And that's because she
they trashed her.
They trashed her. Oh, she kept her mouth shut. That's why. You know what I mean? They were ruthless. Yeah. So they didn't fucking really find anything aside from the fact that they skeet and that was it. There was no other than there. He perjured. Obstruction of justice. He's a fucking shit. So,
and that's what they hung their hat on. It was perjury.
Yeah, exactly.
And therefore, obstruction of justice, and that is unbecoming a president, and therefore it has the ability, because it was unbecoming of a president, it was enough to put in for impeachment. And it was probably the most skimpy thing they could do.
Well, now they're trying to get this one.
Oh yeah, but the precedent has been set.
Well, exactly that. Well, so how come nobody's trashed her? Like I said, if I was his fucking legal team,
I can only choose one.
Well, in a way, would they really be smart to trash her right now with the Me Too movement and the women militant feminist movement going on right now?
The militant feminist movement.
Right there, who would get behind her?
Apparently, a lot of people are getting behind her.
Exactly. It would get worse.
Yeah, I mean, fuck Ellen, fuck Oprah, fuck Maury, fuck Dr. Phil. They went straight to fucking Anderson Cooper. They didn't fuck around with this shit. They went straight 60 minutes. Straight up. What your legal team needs to do is,
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Plead the fifth. Don't say shit.
Well, and that's what's actually, if you were watching news like I was, they were sitting there going, okay, at this point, because there was a debate whether the president was going to meet up with Mueller and they were setting all the parameters of what the conversation could hold. And at this point, the president has every right to say, you know what? I don't like where you're going. No. Because at this point, he's showing that he's willing to go this is supposed to be about Russian collusion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's what this whole thing was about, right? It was the fact that they couldn't find anything about the Russians.
So now they've gone so far off track. How does Stormy Daniels have anything to do with Russian collusion?
Nothing.
So
and she even said, right, Casey? She even said she wasn't the victim. She didn't say she was a victim. She didn't say shit. All she said was, and her, I didn't want to play her. I don't want to give her no fucking play time because she's grating like fucking David Hogg.
Yeah.
Very fucking grating. And it just like one of those things like, you know that the spotlight is on you and you're dragging this fucking shit out for you. I mean, she was touring fucking the East.
Her sales gone up.
That's what I'm saying. She's been touring the East, going to fucking, strippers and strip clubs and shit, trying to promote her book or something. Can she write or something like that? Fuck. I shouldn't say that. That's kind of like saying that's because she's a porn star.
Strippers have feelings.
Exactly
porn
that.
Stars have feelings too.
Adult entertainers, exactly that. I should not degrade anybody just for the type of, tacos that they fucking sling. But she's like, who cares?
Yeah.
So again, who cares? She said it was a one-night stand. She's like some of these fucking she's like some of these motherfuckers who like to talk about that experience, and by the time all their experiences are out, they have gone over like almost fucking 2 lifetimes of military service. Stolen valor motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So So the way she made it sound like that was a lot of shit going on in that one fucking night. For all we know, that guy could have just lasted fucking 10, 15 fucking minutes. His ass probably didn't, and that was it. It was done.
Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Exactly. And now she's making it sound like there was fucking discussions, there was talking, there was like, whatever.
Giving away national secrets.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Because there's a fucking Russian sex coach who was arrested in Thailand and said she's got dirt on the... Bring it!
Yeah.
Show it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not... Again, I wasn't an ardent supporter of Trump, but as soon as it started narrowing down to the races, I didn't want Clinton to fucking be in charge. Sorry, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Even if as a former Democrat, now independent, now I don't know. Like I said, I keep getting called everything now about I'm either a Republican, I'm either a Democrat, or I'm fucking liberal. But anyways, anarchist, fucking extremist. What the fuck you ever want to call me? I don't care. But the thing is that at the time. That's going on the same fucking route. Say something about it.
Unless you can pull it out and prove it, put it back in your pants and shut up.
I mean,
right?
Literally, she had she was like teasing a CD. And the CD was she was like showing it. See the CD. I know information. We got information on the CD. And it was like, oh, fuck, okay, we got some. I'm going to see some shit. I mean, I wanted to see some, fuck, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Yogi.
Yeah, well, fuck that, dude. Not even that fucking, Clinton, at least we had physical, empirical, and DNA evidence. You know what I mean? Oh, hell yeah, baby. Take it right there. Did you wash that dress? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, crap. Yeah, that's my skeet. Sorry. Oh, guys. Well, it was nice knowing you. You know what I mean? At that point, what can he say? He couldn't say anything. Yes, I'm yelling on the fucking mic. I'm working on my mic harmonics now, so that way I can scream into it, so I can get pissed off. And I've added some sound around my area, so I can, sound off. Fucking pissed off. Leave him the fuck alone. Right now, in case you guys hadn't noticed, was the last thing I was worried about was the fucking was that, like I said, we were watching the news at work and and watching the videos, and that's the one time, anytime one of my fucking buddies said, anytime there's a gas attack in the Middle East, That's when fucking Seaburn NCOs shine, right? That's when they come out and say, "See, I told you, you need to get your J list and get your M40 masks and make sure you do your CBR and shit, and it's time to go to the chamber." That's what they do. They all fucking go nuts.
Get you ready. Do you know how to put on your Mop 4 in X amount of time?
Our
Can you
Seaburn,
get your mask on in X amount of time?
Exactly. Our Seaburn guy walked in and go, "Watch this link and check this out," and I was like shocked. I was fucking shocked to see little kids as young as Baby Ice and younger, infants.
And it hurts.
And it, well, yeah, to them it hurts because they're frothing at the fucking mouth. But I'm just saying, it's fucked up that of all the fucking talk that's happening right now, the first thing that blasted on the fucking news, not the main fact that we're like immediately telling the UN Security Council that they can eat a dick because we're launching some T-lamps tonight. No, well, I mean, I'm not saying we are or not, but who knows? The last time he did this, there was like 29 fucking, fire and fury, huge explosion. That's when he said the last time they used gas. Should he have not announced that we were pulling out of Syria? Hey, we're pulling out of Syria. We're fucking done.
Well, and what was interesting is he said, "Well, I'm going to do something." And he said, and everybody's like, "Well, what are you going to do?" He says, "You'll know it after I do it." At least he's not pulling the Obama thing and sending signals.
No, he did though. He said he's pulling out. We're pulling out of Syria, and they just need to deal with it, and they just need to do with this, and then they can handle it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then look what happened. You see the gas being used, and dude, oh my god, it breaks my heart. I gave Baby Ice and Princess Ice just another fucking. I just gave them an extra hug tonight. I was like, God, man, why? I mean, just imagine those kids, and there was nothing they could fucking do with it. Everybody knows that in a chemical environment, when you the worst place to be is in an area that's enclosed, because if it seeps through, you're basically encapsulating yourself with the chemicals. And there were people running into the gas, and there's GoPro footage and phone amateur video footage of them running into areas and seeing people fucking going through their throes under a chemical. I mean, you're like, holy fuck. Now, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, well, that gas came from the U.S. and it came from this and it came." I don't fucking care where it came from. Everybody has a little bit of foreign in their home right now. If you're listening on an iPhone, guess what? That shit's made in China. Android, praise. If you have a fucking HTC, they're made in Korea, I think. So it doesn't matter. We all have a genuine, a symbiotic relationship within the world when it comes to arms.
Everybody's hands are dirty.
Everybody's hands are dirty on this fucking shit. Everyone was like, "Oh, well," instead of focusing on, they came from us, or they came from, well, no, they came from fucking Iraq, because we facilitated this shit going to, in the Iran-Iraq war. And then, of course, when Iraqi freedom happened, they all got moved to where? I'm saying I think because I don't know. I think they went to Syria. They were hidden.
Yes.
Oh, Ba'ath Party. It's the same fucking Ba'ath Party that was in Iraq.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. So when everybody's like, I'm gonna fucking, you know what? They got MVGs too now. The bad guys got fucking weapons. Like, you can, for all we know, all the weapons that were sold for the fucking Fast and Fury bullshit down in south of the border probably got all sent to Syria. We don't, you know what I mean? It's hard to track. It's hard to point a finger or lay it down. All I'm telling you is what I'm seeing on the fucking news is what I don't fucking like right now is that this fucking shitbag is gassing kids and gassing women and children. And it's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up.
The fact that we're focusing on some old porn star who's trying to get her last 15 minutes of fame, that's fucked up.
Yeah. She's got a 5-head too, so I'm just saying. We had a discussion, right? Didn't we have a discussion? Yeah, we did. We had a discussion about real or not.
Yes.
Physical attributes of a porn star.
It took Spanky spanking you.
Yeah, Spanky was like, "Yeah, they're fucking fake." I'm like, "How could you tell they're fake?" "I fucking know I have them." I'm like, "Okay, shit." I'm like, damn. We have an S on our chest, and it's for fucking superpower, and that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. We are the force of good. You know what I mean? If we're not, then why the fuck is everybody trying to come over here illegally?
Exactly.
If we're not the fucking best country in the world and the best place to be, what are we, the biggest fucking handout on the fucking planet? Yes. Well, we also need to let everybody know that we're also your big brother that will come to your aid against the fucking bully. All of them think that we're fucking pussies about this shit.
Well, that goes back to other times. But we're starting to man up again.
No,
We're starting.
You think
we're
so?
starting to. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you think so? You think we're honestly trying to man up?
I think we're trying to. It's just whether or not we can get the bureaucrats to stop yanking their chain and playing their game.
Well, we need to be the force for good. Period. We need to be the force for good. I don't care what part of a side that you're on, because now the way I'm looking at stuff, I'm slowly starting to move my slant to where I want to be in as far as politically. And it's not Democrat and it's not Republican. All the other parties that have been labeled are considered by both of their parties to be whacked out and non-mainstream and opportunists and fucking extremists, just because you don't toe their fucking party lines.
I know.
The two-party system has failed. Big time.
Well, it didn't start as a two-party system.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't. I mean, the straight constitutionalists. It's funny that the people who want to use the Constitution to do their investigations and do what they say is a matter of freedom of speech forget the other one. Did you know that Florida right now is currently overturning the constitutional right for convicted felons to vote? And it almost sounded like verbatim what we. I think people listen to us more than what we think, because it was verbatim when we had Friday Night Freedom and me and Jay Reddy and Pookie were having our Constitution class on air.
Yeah,
and we were talking about the rights of slaves and under their under bondage, no matter what the reason why they needed to be given their rights to vote again. And why was that taken away? Well, Florida is now considering convicted felons to get their voting rights back.
Huh.
So I'm kind of like, constitutionalists. If you want freedom of fucking speech, then shut the fuck up on all the other ones. In other words, you can't change one for the other. You can't interpret anything else.
Well, and see, everybody thinks because me being a shaman that I'm a hippy dippy and that I probably lean very hard left or some crap like that. And I say, you know what? As a shaman, I actually lean towards the country that I live in. And my country, it has a constitution. And I have to think that constitution should carry what I believe in as far as man's laws. So I tell people, I believe in the Constitution. If you want to play with the Constitution, go get ratifications. Otherwise, shut up.
Well, if you really want to go right now, there's an amendment right now allowing women to vote that still hasn't been ratified. You know what I mean? So before you start trying to fuck with my constitutional rights to bear arms, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, meaning the military, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be in the right. It says it specifically. Whereas my daughter says specifically. It says it specifically. Dad, come on. It specifically says that you can carry a gun. Okay, well, I'm just letting you know. Do you know what that means? Yes. It means you can specifically carry a gun, and that the a fucking 8-year-old told me this. What are you, an old dad? A well-regulated militia is the military, because back in the day they didn't have the military, because at the time it was considered a militia until the military was finally formed. Wow, where did you learn this from? Dad, it's in the Constitution. What are you, old or something? The right of the people, old fart. Oh, yes, ma'am. Specifically.
Someone's teaching her right.
No, she pays attention. She listens to some of the shows. She has no choice, because I'm yelling in the mic and screaming and shit, and she's like going, yeah, and then it's time specifically. So the way I see it, She's an avid fan. She loves everybody on air. Her big sister's Minx.
Pronunciations.
Yeah, she's just cute when she's this little kid. So, you fucking here's the way I see now. Here's where everyone's picking pepper out of fly shit, and we've talked about this before. If you've been convicted of a felony and you have served your time, you have paid your debt to society. It should not be a burden that's carried throughout your entire fucking life because you got locked up for whatever. For whatever. If you've served your fucking time, that's it. You have paid your debt to society. A judge and a jury has convicted you and released you, and you have served your time. If you served your time on good behavior, you found fucking Jesus or Islam, and you're lifting weights. Good fucking job. What the fuck ever. I don't care. But if you come back out and you are now back into the system, why can't you vote? Why are you looked at fucking funny when you want to get a driver's license? Why do you gotta fucking... Now, I understand there's certain laws in certain states that require you to do whatever because of whatever your status you got into, because they require it. I don't care. However, you should not be discriminated against, or you should not be able to assimilate back in, because that's the whole problem with the justice system that one party likes to say is you're nothing. Once you are incarcerated, that means you got to pay for the rest of your life already after you've already truly paid a debt to society. If I got fucking busted for beating the fuck up out of somebody and I got thrown in jail for fucking couple years and that's it, you think that's fucking whatever? Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. I do have to pay the consequences of my actions.
But when you're done, you're done.
But when you're done.
Did you know that actually they also they have the ability to also take away Social Security if you have plenty?
Well, I mean, the thing is that you got to remember sometimes that the whole thing is that they have had issues with the way it's interpreted because the system wants you to be dependent on that. That's my point.
Yes.
The system wants you to be dependent on that and not have that knowledge that you should be given the right. Now, of course, whatever you've done, you have got to pay for additional, because it's not considered punishment. It's considered admin, which unfortunately for whatever you've done, it's got to get recorded. It's got to be annotated. It's got to get annotated. I beat the fuck out of somebody and that person fucking dies. Okay, it's noted. I beat the fuck out of somebody and that person was killed, hypothetically speaking, and he served 15 fucking years and now he's out. But no, ICE, you can't get a job. You can't get no right to vote. What, a driver's license? Motherfucker, please, you can't get that. What are you talking about? When you call the cops, some of the individuals, some of the activists actually to I guess you would say, to heighten the fucking their drama because they're part of the grievance industry. They feed off of that. They will say, don't tell them you're a convicted felon. So that way, in the event something happens and the cops hem you up, they can say, oh, well, see, because he was a convicted felon, he was fucking this and blah, the cops, the police, blah, blue lives, fucking Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, redneck lives matter, fucking Mexican lives matter, everybody, everyone's fucking throwing a shit fit. I'm serious, man. And the whole fucking thing is it's getting so fucking ridiculous to where now you can't do anything right now without some 16, 17-year-old fucking punk going off and saying you're going to get boycotted. Really? Whoa. Now all of a sudden my free speech is fucking cut down. I think I'm moving more towards being a constitutionalist now. I'm thinking more of the, to me, there's no such thing as hate speech, just like there's no such thing as hate murder. Murder is murder, right?
Exactly.
When I've been the victim, and I will say I've been the victim of several violent crimes. That individual was not looked at as that whatever. He was convicted or busted, or retribution was made on his actions. There's no such thing as, well, he that was it because he did a hate crime and blah, blah, blah. No, assault and hate assault it's still assault. You can't add on to somebody like hate murder. So constitutionalists, freedom of speech is freedom of fucking speech. The right
Welcome
to bear
to the
arms.
club.
Yeah, the right to the bear arms is the right to bear arms.
Welcome to the club. It's
Fuck.
about time you got there.
It just blows me the fuck away. Everyone, obviously, at the time when the Constitution was ratified and some amendments were ratified, obviously for the time there was no, they had no issues with whatever. You know what I mean? There was no fucking. Everyone's talking about the Reclamation and Emancipation Proclamation and all that sort of stuff, right? I got it. Yeah, I got it. 40 acres and all that sort of shit. 40 acres to the slaves that were enslaved, not to you. Where are my 40 acres? Shut the fuck up. Were you a slave back in the day? Yeah, exactly. Were you a slave? No.
Well, if you want that 40 acres, okay, tell you what, for the next 20 years, you're my fucking slave.
Yeah. No, fuck that. Were you there? No. Shut up. Now, right now, like currently right now, everyone's trying to talk about there is a city, and there's a town in Illinois that has banned assault rifles. And to them, it's their interpretation of what an assault rifle is. They even said an assault rifle is bleh. That's it.
And they actually went out went after the shops, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to enforce door to door. People, that's against the Constitution.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it. Yeah, come and find out. And it's not no longer come and take them. It's come and find out. Are you really going to fucking sit there and kowtow to some knee-jerk reaction? Think about it, nation. Think about it. Your politicians are playing your ass. I really like this adjustment on my mic now. I can go off.
There you go.
Fuck, man. I'm fucking speaking. I'm using my army voice. I'm not going, hey, babe, what's going on? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not doing that. No. Hearing some fucking swording.
Watch it. You're gonna get some fans all hot and bothered with that voice.
I don't know if I do or not. I guess I'll have to find out. I do get a lot of hate mail, so fucking fuck you, old guy. I can do your job better than you. Yada yada yada. Whatever. Anyways, but bring it. Well, what about convicted felons that have served their time regaining their Second Amendment rights? Well, there has already been a different acts and different laws enacted to, again, the Lautenberg Agreement, the Lautenberg Act. Okay, it is a fucking rocky road. It's case by case. Remember when we talked about mental issues? You can't have your fucking cake and eat it too. How about we give Jeffrey Dahmer a newborn and ask him, now don't eat the baby. You know what I mean? Fuck that.
Well, you get some guy who got off on a technicality, or worse yet, someone who actually was convicted. He went out and he killed his whole family. He manages to somehow get out. Are you going to sit there and say, here, we're going to give you your gun rights back? You have to think. Is he truly competent again enough to make that judgment that, okay, someone yells at me, I'm not going to pull out my gun?
Well, I mean, again, depends on the case. Remember what we talked about. To me, if someone is not of mental capacity, that's almost like saying fucking Stephen Hawking should have been good enough to drive. Motherfucker, no. He wasn't.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't drive. No shit, you can't fucking drive. Fuck, dude. You're all fucked up. You got the palsy, man. You got ALS going on and shit. Ain't no fucking way you can fucking drive. A little bit different. Mental issues? I'm sorry. Hate to break it to you, man. Hate to fucking break it to you. Now, obviously, some serious fucking mental shit. If you're taking medication or something that you can't fucking remember, or you've done some stuff that's like you're fucking walking around stabbing your leg, and is that fucking normal? Think about this now. Is that normal? You got those guys that are running around fucking chasing cops with knives, and everyone gets pissed off because the guy fucking, what is this latest case right now where there was a guy who was walking around with a silver shower head and he was pointing at people as if it was a gun. Now, looking at all the video, if you look at it, it looked like a silver revolver. Actually looked like a 1971 Colt revolver. Huh. It looked pretty cool. I mean, it looked like a pistol. Then once you looked at it, I thought, looking through the video, Who is in charge of picking and choosing which rights get reinstalled? Well, I mean, if you're mental, if you have mental issues, then obviously, if you've shown no predisposition to any mental issues to own a firearm, then there you fucking go. I mean, come on. You get your fucking head banged around and all that stuff, and you can't remember how to fucking wipe your ass. You think about that. Are we looking at the principle of this shit? See, that's where I go back to everyone thinks I'm a liberal now because I'm talking about, well, you're not really looking at the whole matter. No, fine. Let's fucking give guys who are mentally unstable fucking guns and see what the fuck happens.
It's already happening.
It's already happening. Exactly that. How the fuck did Nicholas Cruz get fucking 5 AR-15s at age 19? And when they cost about what, $500-$600 a month, depends on what kind you get. I mean,
yeah, the depends on what kind and where.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fun one. You now know what's going on with England, right?
Oh, there's a knife ban.
Knife ban.
Yeah.
The mayor is actually enforcing this crap.
It is a knife ban because, anybody should not be walking around carrying a knife unless you're Muslim and have beheaded people in the streets there. I said it.
And that's the complaint is the violence has now gone above New York City.
Yeah, exactly. Not only has it gone up above New York City, but they're talking about confiscation. And they're talking about initiatives that we considered racist back in the day with Rudy Giuliani when he did stop and frisk. London is now going to do that. If you even look like you're fucking carrying a knife, you will get stopped and you'll get searched. That's it.
And it's all because they stopped. They started taking away the rights of the people, and they stopped thinking through common sense. That's the reason the gangs grew, and that's the reason we're starting to see what we're seeing. People who aren't necessarily stable are getting guns, and they're doing stupid shit because, well, it's no longer about being responsible. There's no longer peer pressure. There's no longer anything in place saying, if you want to kill yourself, kill yourself. Don't take other people down with you.
Well, Kaz brings up a good question. Well, who is the arbiter of rights getting back? Who is the one that decides? I'm good with it. If somebody said right now, I think I'm normal, and there's my friends, my family, doctors, fellow soldiers, and they're like, dude, what? I think I should get a gun. No, man, dude, you ate a fucking turd in a meeting, bro. No, you can't. Oh, I did? You didn't remember that? No, dude, I don't remember shit. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You have to stop and it's okay to say that you have something up, that you can't carry a weapon. Immediately people get defensive when you say, no, you can't carry a weapon. Oh, it's my fucking right. Dude, how did you get here? I literally ask people, how did you get here? What was the route that you took to get here? Because I know individuals that have behavioral health issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I ask them. And we get an argument all the time. I mean, they're retired because I have civilians. I work in a multi-star headquarters, so we get, oh man, my boss loves walking out and hearing all the arguments and hearing all, because we got people like me. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter, and so I like to put gasoline on both sides and then watch back and see who's broiling the highest, because I like seeing shit burnt.
You like watching hair on fire.
Oh, dude, it's fucking. It's not that chaos, man. There's chaos. It's fucking the chaos theory. Oh, chaos. Anyways, my point being is that if you are of not mental capacity, I'm sorry to fucking say, if you're not fucking mental capacity, if you don't have the mental capacity fucking to carry a weapon, you can't fucking do it. You can't fucking do it.
And I agree with you.
So,
the only downside to that statement is, how do you get to that point of determining?
Correct. Now go back to what I was saying about what Kaz said. Who is the determinant? Well, I can already tell right now, and everyone can agree with me, the way they're doing it in Florida is pretty fucked up. Somebody calls it in. A judge fucking hears you. Your weapons are confiscated. No questions asked for 72 hours. And then you got to get them back through a physician who is probably paid for by the fucking police or the judge. So it's the
Or you
state,
do.
or you, whatever. The state's determining you now. Now that is, I'm all about no state. I'm all about
See,
private shit.
I agree with you. I think there needs to be, because it's not common sense. Because using judges, you don't have a judge who is a social worker. You don't have a judge who has any psychology. You don't have a judge. Even a minister would be better to sit there and look over the situation and say, okay, that's a situational. He made one mistake. Let's just take him away for a little while, let him get his head on straight, have him go through these programs. Okay, we're fine. Versus someone who comes in and he's got a record a mile long and you're just sitting there going, anytime you have a drink, you tend to forget that you're not a gangster. No, we're not going to give you that weapon. Common sense. Judges can't do that as easily as, and trust me, I don't like saying this because I truly have my issues with professionals, but the professionals would have a better chance of getting it right.
Well, because they would have to have practice, dude. That's the problem. We've passed everything on and passed the buck to everybody else. There's never been anybody who's truly practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no, I mean, I can teach you the dynamics of divorce because I've been divorced so many times.
You and me both.
You know what I mean? I can teach you the dynamics of what goes through or whatever and relationship issues that I have or have had with other people in relationships or whatever. And maybe it's me. I don't fucking know. But you know what? I would give you the more. I know how to give you a solid exit strategy and assist you in diversifying your bonds using Wu-Tang investments. Should you decide to get a divorce, I can help you. Why? Because I've had practice. I've had, I guess you would say, muscle memory on it to assist you in this shit.
Exactly.
So
and that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Would you? It's setting. Taking it, I truly, again, like you said, it's how would you determine, who would determine? And like Kaz, he says, who would arbitrate? I would say you can't go to the judges because judges, they're used to dealing with just criminal element. They see the worst in everything. And you need someone who can actually pull back and say, okay, let's look at the real situation. My opinion.
Yeah. Again, the whole situation in it. Now, when I hear somebody saying the whole situation, I want to hear the whole situation. I want to know what the guys, and a lot of these people don't think about it. Going back to the system. The system wants you to depend on them because a judge, law enforcement does not have the fucking time to go back in your history and realize, why does ICE snap like that? Why does ICE go through so many wives? Why does he use this type of shovel instead of another type of shovel? Yeah, that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not going to sit there and say, oh, well, yeah, in 15 minutes you're going to know ICE.
No.
You're not going to know me. And just like no one's going to know you, Al. I'm just saying it. I'm just using that for an example. Unless you've had practice. And I want my friends to tell me. I would much more appreciate you being my friend to tell me, ICE, dude. Fuck, man, you're forgetting shit, dude. You need to fucking. Do you remember doing this? Do you remember? Like I said, man, you did this and you did that and you fucking what, dude? What are you talking about? I'm just sitting here at my desk. No, you got up, pulled your fucking trowel down, and said, suck on this. Here's your last supper, and then fucking you walk back to your desk. Yeah, I don't remember doing that. You know what I mean? If I had somebody doing that, if somebody told me that, I'd want that. I would want you to tell me. I don't want some fucking flowery ass bullshit and whatever. Sorry, ICE, that's what it is. So when I hear about guns and then mental issues, we're going right back to the issues of what we had. Because everybody says it's not, okay, look, you can't have your fucking cake and eat it too. If you're saying it's not the gun, it's the person that did it, then let me fix what was the issue with that fucking person. If he can be fixed, he's not carrying a gun again because obviously he provided some type of mental instability for not being able to capable of a gun. You can't argue that it's a Second Amendment right because you don't want me to go to the other route. And that's, oh man, this is getting fucking fired up again. This is the problem with both parties, Al. Nobody wants to there is no such thing as compromise. They want to eradicate each other's opinions and ideas out to win or to be right. Nobody wants to compromise.
Well, here's what, and I know that we're getting close to break, so I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it real easy. Here's the reason that I know you have said it, and you kind of, we both kind of have juggled around with it, but it's true. You can get veterans on the opposite side of issues who will still come together and find a way to talk.
Correct. But I guarantee it, it's cross-generational of veterans of what their levels of coping is what it is.
But
You're
the
not
thing
going to,
is-
the veterans of today are not coping the same way the veterans that in World War II coped.
I agree.
Or hell, even me. I'm running towards the end of my, running up towards the end of my, my career, and the kids coming in, how they're going, and they're kids. I'm serious. If I'm old enough to be your grandfather, I'm your fucking kid. Because if you called me fucking old man or all this, I could call you a kid, all right? So,
But here's what I'm trying to say is, this is the reason I think we need to start as maybe a nation pushing for Veterans Party.
there is a veterans party. There is a veterans
What?
party. There is a veterans party.
But we need to push it.
Well,
we need to start saying
who's
we are. Go ahead.
No, no, you're right. No, you're right. The Veterans Party was a real short. I'm glad you mentioned that, man. We must be like on the same fucking wavelength. Oh yeah, I forgot we're old. The Veterans Party of America started, I don't know, fucking way back in the day. But it is based out of I think it was like fucking let me see. Let me look it up. There's another one. I can't remember when it was stood up, but there is such thing as a Veterans Party of America. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. But we need to start looking at if it's there. We need to start seeing if it's supportable, if it has what it takes to be a constitutional, which is what veterans are supposed to be about.
Well, I mean, come on, think about what we're talking about. We've had younger veterans right now and older veterans going back at each other's throats on stupid shit. Stupid shit over a goddamn Super Bowl commercial.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I can sit there and hit my brother. I can sit there and get in it with my brother, but at the end of the day, he's still my brother.
Yeah, we're still drinking beer and shit and, getting ex-wives. Got it.
And that's what I'm talking about. They don't, when you look at the house, they are savage to each other, and they sit there, and who are they? They're laughing at us. Whereas, would we be laughing at the people we serve?
Yeah, we're going into like different types, and exactly cost. That's why some elderly people give up the keys to their cars. Damn right. We're gonna take a break right quick, and then we'll be back to shoot. You want to stay on, Al? Because Flash is gonna come on, and if you want to hang out and shoot the shit with us, you can. I don't give a fuck.
It's your choice. I'll leave it up to you two.
Well, I mean, come on. I just gave you the fucking choice. Take it or leave it.
Stay on, Al. I want to talk to you.
All right.
All right. We're going to take a break right quick. We'll see you guys in a sec. Shots.
Shots.
Hungry for another taste. You stumble around the time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. And are you gonna be with me? I think I wanna die tomorrow. everything I say sounds so absurd. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Tired of being with me. I think I wanna die tomorrow. 'Cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. But it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that I can't let go. I think I wanna live tomorrow. So will you come and breathe with me? Think I wanna live tomorrow. Tired of being with me. Think I wanna live tomorrow. 'Cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you need. I don't care about my heart. Just instead of watching bleed. I don't wish upon a star. 'Cause I don't care who you are. I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. You can't save me if I can't save me. And you won't follow if I keep falling in. And you won't listen to what I'm saying. 'Cause I'm so broke.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Part 2, the Monday edition with myself, Ice Owl, and Flash on this 9 April 2018. Of course, WTF Nation Radio, the biggest radio station of them all, bigger than Stormy Daniels' forehead. Hey, what's up, Flash?
What's going on?
So, you went to go you went to do I guess you would say an overrun, it ran over time with your movie review that you were doing.
Yeah, so, glad to be back. I know it's been like it's been like forever since I've been. It feels like I've been forever since I've been on the show. Holy crap! It's kind of awesome. Hey guys, you miss me? So let's just jump straight into it. Finally was able to go see the movie Ready Player One. I was very excited about this one because I think it was in summer of 2014. My stepdad gave me. Like, my parents got into this kick of giving me books. I'm not a huge book reader. Like, I would watch 100 hours of documentaries over a lot of things than read books on the same subject. It's just You know, I don't really listen. I don't even read books. I listen to books. Like, and I won't. I have no problem admitting this. I love the Harry Potter series. Been reading that since I was youngin'. But the only way I get Harry Potter is I listen to it on audiobook. That's just my thing. So my stepdad gave me Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and during a field operation or a field training at Fort Hood, I read that because there's nothing other to do than sit in 115 heat in the August of Texas and drive my PAO around, which is exactly what I did. And I'll tell you what, I could not put down the book. If you haven't seen the movie, or if you have, I still suggest reading the book. The book is amazing. It's not even that long. I think I had it down in about 5 days. I was able to read the whole thing, and in between, stopping and going, and then I actually read it again during my rotation in Korea, and that actually took me only 3 days to read because I had a little bit more time when I was out in the field. So it's a great book. So I finally got to see the movie today. It was amazing. If you've read the book, you'll understand some of the things. They changed the story up a bit. There's a lot of stuff that you can't. It's a one book, one movie. There's no part two like a lot of people think like to do to fit everything in. They really tried to fit everything into one movie. The movie is actually 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's a good size runtime, and there is no dull point. They pack it all in, not so much where you can't keep up, but enough where it is it's always going. It is a true Spielberg movie. There is a lot of elements of his directing that we haven't seen in a long time, and I think it was kind of refreshing. It had some great 80s vibes. Now, if the movie centers around we're 2045. There's been an energy crisis, overpopulation, a lot of people died, and this guy who created video games created a virtual reality simulation that is not like what you sit on your computer and you're playing World of Warcraft, but you're actually in the game. It's a great concept. There's a lot of great themes that go along with what we're dealing with in today's society, and I can get into that a little bit later. But it is centered around this boy who's trying to find Easter eggs. Now, for cool people that don't know Easter eggs is, they're like little hidden messages or themes or stuff like that, little nods to certain things. And in video games, the first one was an adventure, because video games back when they were first being created, the companies that produced it didn't want the creator's name in the game. They weren't in the credits or anything, so they would hide Easter eggs in the game. So
or they
stumbled across
correct. It would make it like a crossover without even realizing that you're looking at something that's a crossover.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. So it centers around a boy, and everyone's trying to find the creator of Oasis, his Easter egg. It's his competitions where they would win $500 billion and control Oasis. There's always the evil corporation trying to take something good and make it bad. And there's a lot more dynamic. Watch the movie, you'll understand it. But it has a lot of those classic themes, the race against time element, and it's really cool. Visually, it is spectacular. Not while the majority of it is they are in the game, so it's animated. It doesn't look overdone, doesn't look over CGI'd more than it needs to be. It looked really cool. It looked as realistic, like you would expect video games in 2045 to look, which was pretty spectacular. So visually, it was awesome. Now, I did watch this. My stepdad actually watched it with me. He wasn't a fan of how they changed the story. There's some key elements that they, instead of the main character doing it, another character went through the same pieces. So it had all the pieces from the book. They just kind of placed them in a different way to tell the story a little different. And granted, it's a book. So, a book to movie, it's never going to be the same. I think they did a really good job. Even the stuff they couldn't fit in the book, a lot of little challenges or a lot of little small pieces that make the book really well. instead of just leaving them out, they actually did little nods to them. One, and this isn't spoiled, don't worry. One in the book, there's a whole thing that has to do with Rush, the trio band. Some of my favorites like Subdivision and Free Will, and had the greatest drummer Neil Peart and everything.
Yeah, songs that are
but
constantly
instead of-
played on a fucking rock station every time that you wonder if they have anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, Rush is awesome. I saw them in concert and watched Neil Peart like show me why he is the best drummer in the world. But they even did a nod to not just Rush, but the specific album they actually mentioned in the book. They had a little poster. They had little Easter eggs inside the whole movie to nod to those who actually read it. So it was really cool. I thought the casting was really well done. They picked some really good people to play. Some well-knowns and a lot of not so well-knowns. They even had my man Simon Pegg in there. So story, I thought the story was good. I guess there was always cons. It wasn't. I don't think it was a perfect movie. So when I'm going to buy the Blu-ray, hell yes, and I really hope there's a director's cut because I feel there's so much they had to pull out. Simon Pegg plays the friend of the creator of Oasis. And there's a whole dynamic with them that, he was in there at the beginning, and then they pulled his whole storyline to the very, very end. And I kind of felt that was kind of disservice to the story and the book. I mean, I understand why all this happens, but that was one of the things that I didn't like. That, and there was certain things that I really wish they could have shown that they just weren't able to. Some of that was actual rights. They weren't able to get the rights to everything because it's so much pop culture. This whole story centers around 80s pop culture. So there's just some things that they weren't able to get in there, but there was so much there to fit in there. I felt bad for my wife because I kept at one point there's this giant battle scene at the very end. And it's great. It's really awesomely done. It kind of reminds me of like Lord of the Rings meets like 80s, 90s, and 2000 pop culture.
Yeah.
And I start naming off characters. I'm like Gears of War, Halo, Overreach, Freddy Krueger. They had Iron Giant in there. They had Gundam Wing. They had so much stuff packed in there that it would take me at least 2 or 3 sittings of watching everything
to
really pick out everything they put in there. They do a classic Spielberg ending without it being too classic. It's a really good movie. Not only do I say that if you haven't seen it in theaters, you've been on the fence. This is Flash telling you, go see it. If you have a problem, you feel free to hit me up on the Facebook page, and I will apologize to you personally. But it's also a movie that I guarantee you're going to want to watch the Blu-ray. I might wait just to see if they come out with the director's cut, but it was a really good movie. I was tickled. It was different. It's not, if you've read the books, and I always try to get my mindset out of the books because it's never going to be the same.
Well, most movies they try so hard to you can never no one can ever match a movie to a book. I mean, perfectly, due to the fact that everyone thinks or envisions something in their head what they read different from the next person. So it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean?
You really have to separate. Like my wife got to see it from someone who I've only told her like the synopsis of it, a little more detailed because I had more time. But and she really enjoyed it. She got a lot of the pop culture, and then the stuff she didn't. I'm sure I will let we rewatch it. I'll point it out and explain and everything. But it's really good. If you haven't read I actually envy those because I think if you haven't read the book, I think you're going to enjoy it so much more. If you have read the book, you kind of just have to kind of get take a step back and kind of see it like they had to put this all in a movie. 2 hours and 20 minutes. They probably, honestly, if they would have made it to 2 movies, I could have saw it, but I'm glad they kept it into one and went with just a longer movie instead of trying to break it up into 2. Spielberg, I thought he did a great job, and he said in a couple interviews that while a lot of his movies in the 80s were referenced in the book, Ernest Cline pulled a lot of stuff from anime, science fiction, music. Like the book generally is all around the 80s. Even some of the styles and stuff, even the styles you see in the movie are reflected of stuff in the 80s, like punk and Duran Duran and and random stuff like that. My wife and I told her, I said, hey, I know I liked the movie, but she said that she really enjoyed it, and honestly, that's what matters, because I'm gonna like it regardless. Because I mean, the music the music was awesome. I thought they had a really good soundtrack. They had a lot of really good. If you watch enough Steven Spielberg movies, they have the kind of, I won't say the cadence, but they have similar music that it's very wondrous. Even in Jaws, which still still scares me. Like Jaws is still one of those movies that I'm like, oh, I know it's a big old fake shark, but it's a great movie. The music in there is not super scary. It's wondrous and stuff.
I don't think I've ever heard you say the word wondrous before.
Me?
Are you getting soft on me or some shit? It's wondrous. It's great. It's like awesome soundtrack.
I say wondrous for when it comes to composers.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just certain types of there's just certain types of certain composers that have a style. Don Zimmerman, you hear some of his best work, and Black Hawk Down has a certain style. But John Williams working with Steven Spielberg. Now I have to go check and see who actually did the music for this one, but I felt like there was some John Williams influences, regardless if he did it or not. But the music, and they also did pull, from pop culture, from the 80s and stuff like that. But even the stuff they didn't pull from created music already, what was composed, was very John Williams, Steven Spielberg-esque. There's a lot of influences that you kind of, if you watch movies like me, I made a joke to my wife, and it's really true, that the theater, and I don't mean the theater, but the movie theaters is kind of like my second church. Like that's where I go to pay homage to, like, the people I want to be, and thank them for their awesome creativity. Even though they did have a Chucky scene in there that freaked me out, because I hate Chucky. But there's a lot of good stuff. It was really I was very happy with the movie.
Okay.
I was a little worried because it's some people are like, oh well, you this, that, and the other, but then when my cousin, who I trust his opinion very much, was like, it's hot fire, I knew I was going to see it. I knew I was going to love it.
It's hot fire. Like fire can't
Hot
be hot.
fire.
Hot fire. Hot fire.
What's the name of it again?
The Ready Player One.
Ready Player Run. Okay.
Ready Player One.
Not Ready Player Run.
Video game title. Like that's what got me when I first picked up the book. I was like, Ready Player One, and then I read it was about video games. Like, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a catchy name. We'll have to check it out. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna check it out and see what's up. It may, I'm not, and I will not read the book, because anytime I hear about a movie that's adapted from a book or something like that, exactly like you said, man, there's too much expectation. You know what I mean? That's like, you're expecting to get this exquisite woman, and you end up with Stormy Daniels. So, we've been talking shit in the first hour.
If you don't read the books, Will Wheaton, who's actually mentioned like 3 or 4 times in the book, actually narrates the audio version of it. Because yes, I've watched the movie, I've listened to the book, and I've read the book. So, but Will Wheaton does a great job in narrating Ready Player One, and it kind of tickles me every time he actually reads off his name, because in the book he's one of the governors of the Oasis, which is kind of funny, But yeah, I mean, if you like reading books and you haven't seen Ready Player One, I mean, you pick your poison. But it's great all around. Like I never, this is one of those random books that my stepdad threw at me, and now it's one of my book is all beat up and everything. I might have to retire and get a new one, but it's a great book. I really enjoyed the movie, like a lot. They had a lot of they had King Kong and the Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Okay, got it, dude. You're like saying, awesome. And this was in it, and that was in it, and this was in it, and that was in it. That's why I wanted to see it. But you're like spoiling it for me.
It would take me 3 viewings of the movie to get 50% of all the different references they have throughout the whole thing. And I like that they didn't just 80s like they kind of did in the book.
Yeah.
They grabbed the 2000, like with Gears of, like at one point. One of the characters pulls out a weapon and starts firing it, and then the weapon gets blown up. But I was like, Gears of War. Like I knew that chainsaw rifle from anywhere.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly, Casey. I was ruined by Nicholas Sparks. Fuck that dude. Going to Nicholas Sparks for fucking yeah, exactly. Yeah. What happened to chivalry? Thank you, Nicholas Sparks, for fucking ruining chivalry for fucking women,
Fucking
giving
Nicholas Sparks.
giving women a fucking unrealistic expectation of a man. Because Nicholas Sparks narcissistic. Shit, where's my man Heath? Fuck. So it was like, yeah, Kaz got a question. So it's like Star Trek Will Wheaton that nobody can stand Will Wheaton.
Yeah, like Star Trek Will Wheaton actually narrates the audio version and is mentioned a couple times. There's nods to there's nods to Star Trek and Star Wars at different times, and there's literally so much, and it's not just like there's a character, but there's even like how some of the movies are. There's a nod to New Hope that.
Okay, got it. Stop.
No, damn it! You will listen.
You will spoil. I will spoil everything of this movie. We're doing a review. We're not.
Dude, I haven't even like. It's so crazy is I haven't even like scratched the actual surface.
Well, good.
Like, oh my God, go see the movie again. If you do not like the movie, feel free to hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you can say, "Screw you, Flash, you were wrong," and then I will listen to your points, and then I will scoff and laugh and tell you how you're wrong. But still, if if you don't like the movie, you can tell me. I'll take that because it's not, it's never going to please everyone, but it's
I understand. I understand.
See what happens when someone isn't on air for a month?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh my God, you can't get the fucker to shut up. No, just kidding. So,
dude, I've been having to listen to the shows and just like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be on, but no, I'm up here training. And
so
this
yeah,
sucks.
so tell us if you can. Can you tell us a little bit what type of training you've been doing?
I can because the training was so broad that I was part of the combat support training exercise. It's this big reserve training exercise. There are a whole bunch of units that are now part of this thing called Ready Force X. The normal, reserve units being called up for deployment is usually around 120 to like 170 days, if my memory serves me right. What they're doing is they're certifying. It's almost like deployment certification. Actually, to be honest, it really is. But to make it so if something was to happen, because I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but the reserves actually has taken a lot of these capabilities from the active duty, including controlling the ports, controlling a lot of the fuel, and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that the reserve has kind of honed in that now makes the reserves, I won't say needed, but it makes them more. It's not just active duty guys going out there. There's the reserve component doing their supporting job like they're supposed to, but instead of being like 2 years behind, they're right there. So what this is making it where the reserve components that are needed can deploy in 30 days or less, which is a big change from how the reserve has done, everything. So it's this big deal. So they're trying to get between Fort Knox, Fort Drum, and Fort McCoy. They had like 20,000 soldiers doing all these different field exercises. It was kind of like a big NTC in about a week and a half instead of 2 weeks. So it was an NTC that like spanned a couple installations and way more than just a brigade size element. It was really cool. I got to work with some really cool people. I got to work with a lot of new people, which is always fun, and got to see more of the capabilities that happens in these different reserve units. It's still kind of weird, I was with the Cav, and it's kind of weird being not a line unit. So it was good stuff, except everywhere it was either raining, cold, or snowing. So didn't matter where you were. If you were in Fort Knox, Fort McCoy, or Fort Drum, it sucked.
Yeah, but you're basically what, getting trained to combine your MOS or change your MOS or something like that. What was it about?
So that's the other kicker, and that's why I had to be there for the whole month, or pretty much the whole month, is that as we've talked about before, public affairs is changing for the Army. They've realized a lot of lost capabilities they've had because, hey, this job is very lucrative on the civilian side, and not everyone's awesome and goes from active to reserve, like your dear Flash here. Some folks decide, hey, I'm just going to get out totally. So they've realized that especially when it comes to broadcasters, they can't pump them out because they have to be able to talk and all this other stuff. So what they decided to do was they created one MOS to combine the 46 Romeo and the 46 Quebec, broadcast and print journals respectively, into one, which is now the 46 Sierra. Now the hard part is, how do you, they've actually, I believe in October, the first transit crossing over and entry soldiers will be the first ones to actually go through 46 Sierra training. But there's hundreds of public affairs people that, especially it's hard for the National Guard and Reserve, can't get back to school. I know active duty is hard as hell to go back to DIMPOS. So now they go, how do we train all these people? So now they're using things like this, like CSTX or a lot of the reserve ATs in order to get people cross-trained. So I got to work with some people that I know from Army Reserve, which was really cool. Got to learn how to be more of a Quebec in the sense of actually being a Quebec instead of just pretending like I was for a while. So the conversion training was really cool. Got to meet a lot of people and a lot of smart people. So it was a lot of fun, and it was really cold.
You keep coming back to that. It's really
I'm
cold.
about to say, you're like, I'm guessing you don't like cold.
Dude, like we got there and it snowed like 4 feet, which was crazy. And then it didn't snow the rest of the time. But we, in between doing our conversion training, which, it was different. We were one of the first groups. Actually, I think we were the first group to go through MOS conversion training for 46 Sierra, which was kind of cool. But we also had to do battle drills to, meet all our level, our 10 level tasks, which weirdly enough, there are some people that still couldn't handle that, but I digress on that.
Oh, you're not making it.
Your boy Flash did fun.
I was about to say, you're not dinging anybody, are you? It sounds like you're not like tooting your own horn at the same time.
Hey, I tell you what, I was pleasantly surprised that besides filling a radio, which I've only had to do like once in my, once on the active duty side, because I'm usually jumping in somebody else's ride, not really, having my own radio. So that's the only thing I had to actually the training. I was like, oh, okay, let me remember all this stuff. But everything else, I did pretty well. And even though some of the training was a little weird, we had a whole react to indirect fire, which they're like, okay, you're gonna go through this lane, you do all that stuff. We took 5 steps, and all of a sudden incoming. I'm like, oh great, that's shocker. What do I do now? But then there's some folks that they need to do some more retraining at their home station. But so we had to do our battle drills in between, and there was a lot of 4:30 wake ups and walking outside to 0 degree weather, which was cold, man. It was too cold.
You keep going back to that.
Tough man,
that was
but
fucking cold. You should have been there. It was cold. God damn it.
It was cold, but I did being in Fort McCoy for the start of for the conversion training was good, because they actually gave a class on how to properly wear your cold weather gear, and that actually came in pretty useful. I was always just kind of, hey, here's your snivel gear.
Yeah, Fort McCoy's is in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, so and they actually have a whole cold weather training program, training school up there that they literally eat, sleep, and live out in the winter up there for 2 weeks, and they do all those winter crazy things. But the guy was telling us yeah, you don't need both sleeping bags. Most people wear the thin one and they're good to go. And hey, you don't need all the swivel gear. You just need to wear this. Or did you know? Because I didn't. That your Equix system is actually a standalone system. You could wear that without having to wear your
uniform.
Normal pants and
correct. You're
and
supposed to
blouse and
actually
everything.
your Equix.
I always just wear my waffles if it's cold.
Yeah, your Equix actually is supposed to be wearing waffles layered and then the Gore-Tex over. You're not supposed to be wearing your uniform underneath it at all. It actually defeats the purpose.
No one told me that, because even when I was in Korea, they are like, "Where's your blouse?" I'm like, "Well, no."
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There were some
Big Sarge.
officers that I will not be named that literally just took it to a whole. Well, I can walk out like this. That's what he said. Okay, sir.
All right, Big Sarge.
Don't want your bad self.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Big Sarge. Well, I can do this shit. Okay, so now all the 46s are going to be combined into one MOS, And then what is that going to do for the combat Crayolas and the fucking lens caps? What's going to happen with them?
So they're actually that's the next step. I don't know when you're actually going to see that, whether it's in the next couple years or hell, it could be another decade. But they are talking about making the 25 series. That's the 25 mics and 25 Victors, your combat crayons and combat cameras, respectively, into again one MOS. I'm not sure. I know the other services combine their print and broadcast journalists. The Marines have done it really well, and the Army's kind of try to model off of them. I'm not sure how well it's going to work with the combat crayons because, I mean, it's hard to find a combat crayon anywhere because the school is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Even being, if the broadcast school is different, the combat crayon school is even harder. So, I don't know how many of them are actually out there. But I know they're combining this in order to make us with more capabilities. I mean, to be honest, there's so many broadcasters that have been doing print journalist job, and there's a lot of print journalists that have been doing the broadcast job. It's just a matter of time to do it. It's a little weirder for me to hear combat crayon and combat camera together, but hey, it's New Army. They're all about trying to be efficient finally.
Trying to be. Trying to be.
That's the key word, is trying to be. Now, how it happens, I don't know. The cool part was, as being the first group to go through the conversion training, we were able to give a lot of points to the people that are making this stuff. The slides that we're seeing will eventually go up to APAC for them to do their whole spin. And what we learned and what we, in our air comments, said, hey, it'd be cool to do, like, one of the biggest things was, hey, it'd be great to do more hands-on practical stuff, because there's a lot of people, a lot of broadcasters that it wasn't too hard to put the cut lines together, understand how to put a story together. It's more of the, how do I operate this damn Canon camera? That was the biggest problem, was how the hell do I operate this big old bastard? Because, for the video camera, it's exposure and then focus and focal length and everything. This, you got to have IS. It's a lot more little components to get one shot, when I can just kind of preset it and just like, I'm going to run with it. It's sunny out here. Here we go.
Okay. Wow. It's only 32 degrees and that's warm. Is it? Dude, it's fucking springtime. It's supposed to be fucking spring and birds chirping and all that sort of shit.
I'm glad to be back in Virginia, but I came back for third winter. Like, it's almost mid-April. It should not be this cold. What the crap is this?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It got actually, I think it hit 70 degrees one time, and it hit 70 degrees one time in Wisconsin, and then it dipped back down to like 12. So it is. Oh my god, it was cold.
This report is brought to you by Boobies, real or fake. ICE can decide.
No. We have
both of them.
We have expert knowledge on hand of said carriers of accoutrements, and they will be the judge of that. I mean I've been fired from booby inspection and shit like that, because the last time I got it all fucking wrong, and no, it's not the way. That's when I got fucking Spanky fucking went off on me about it. So about the boobage. So hey, are you? I was going to ask you a question about this. Are you? Is there any plans for you to go to see JTF Taco?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You gonna go down to the border?
I don't know. Is a taco up in this area?
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be fucking of several thousand soldiers now being mobilized to support, and not just in Texas, Arizona, California, and New Mexico, but now there are other units and capabilities that are being in the Reserve and National Guard and active duty to go down to Mexico to reinforce the border. And I was just wondering if there's any.
I'm in a weird position right now.
Inklings that you got.
While I'm not Ready Force X because I have been certified, I'm pretty much Ready Force X, so I'm actually going to be switching units, funny enough, which will be interesting. As of right now, my public affairs expertise are not needed. at least as far as I know. We're more of the big picture of, well, if we start a war with North Korea, we'll be the supporting element that goes up there. But other than that, I don't think we're heading down to the border anytime soon. At least I hope not. I don't think my stomach can handle the spicy food.
Oh, no way, dude. Come on, man. Oh, fuck, man.
Correction, the real spicy food. Like,
Okay, gotcha. You're talking, yeah, we're like real authentic Mexican chow, not white people chow. White,
yeah,
not Taco Bell type shit.
even though some of those MREs tried to kill me during CSTX, it was a little touch and go for a hot second.
No, I was just curious. Reason why is now everyone's been discussing the fact that now that it's almost like the National Guards or reserve units from those border states were anticipating the call, and now everyone's making a mad fucking dash.
Well, you know how it is. You know, we always know things before the official thing actually comes out. I mean, hell, I knew I was going to Korea. We knew we were going to Korea about almost a year before they even said, yeah, you're going to Korea. Like, we had people like, no, we're not. And all the people that had been for a hot second went, yeah, we are. Look at the stars. The stars are aligning. We're going to the land of the morning calm, or whatever crap they moniker they like to put out there.
The land of stinky kimchi. Now, the thing is that are you now here's the thing. Now, we're expected sometime in April, May, we're going to be sitting down with Kim Jong-un and negotiating some sort of a denuclearization treaty. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think it's going to be part of it? Because I think that I think that little Kim does not want to fucking have to deal with what happened with Muammar Gaddafi in Libya when he gave up his shit. Do you think that's more parlay to that? I mean,
you know, it's gonna be weird. It keeping, you know, as our, while officially there was no, we're going to be going to North Korea, we would be responding to, you know, where Ready Force X is to respond to any big event where
you almost said Ready Player One.
A lot of people. So,
you almost said Ready Player One. You almost said Ready Player One.
I don't. Hey, that was a good movie. But you know, and right now on the horizon, the closest threat would be a North Korea, U.S. you know, going down. So we kind of use them as our non-official simulation. If you watch the news, like after the Olympics, it got, you know, to me, just watching the news, it got weird. All of a sudden, we're not only having talks, even though like the media is like like I never got that. I don't think I even got a chance to mention that. The media fawning over Kim Jong-un's sister, which was weird as fuck. But then immediately we're actually having talks, and then the actual, you know, South Korea going there. It's I love to be like, oh yeah, all our non-lethal options are working, like the all the tightening we've been doing on regulations and stuff like that for them. But
talking about our propaganda
working, and
are you talking about our propaganda efforts?
Either starved him out, or enough where he realizes that this keeps going on, somebody might pull a coup just to take him out or whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Or this could be like this big, you know, they're going to have horrible talks. They're going to start fighting. All of a sudden, we're going to be on the brink of war again.
But he's also done this before, where he said, we're going to go ahead and talk. And then what has he done?
Yeah, hasn't done shit. Night Branko.
Well, I mean, it's been a ploy of North Korea for the longest time. They'll have talks. They'll go, hey, we will stop doing stuff. We'll keep the stuff we have, which is always not what we want. We can, you know, anytime somebody goes, yeah, we'll stop doing stuff, it means they've already got enough what they need. But they, you know, they'll say, we'll stop doing stuff. You guys lift some of the restrictions and all this stuff on our imports and exports, and then, hey, give us money, and so we can feed our people, and we'll play ball for like 5 years. I mean, they did that with Kim Jong's father. I mean, it's out of their playbook. Is once they get what they want or close enough, they'll go, oh, we'll keep everything we have now, but we'll stop doing any more stuff.
Yeah.
Like if Donald Trump's really serious, he's going to go like negative. You're going to give up everything. You're going to destroy everything. You're going to let us send in UN people to make sure you've destroyed everything, and then we will hook you up. because as much as I want the guy to die, I feel bad for the people that are having to
I was about to say,
suffer in mud and
it's
swamp.
not.
And
It's not so much
it's
as
horrible.
yeah, exactly. It's not so much and it's cold, and it's not so much of the conditions of the fighting itself. Because I know. I'm like anybody else. You have something, you have an objective, you got a mission, you want to go and knock it out and all that. If anything else, is for the people that you're there to help out. I mean, I'm really tired, only because we were discussing this in the first hour about how long we've been in Bosnia. We're still in Bosnia. I mean, how long we're going to be in Afghanistan? We're still in Afghanistan. We're now going back into Iraq, and now we're doing some shit in Syria. I'm just done with the fucking. I'm done with it. I'm done with the nation building shit. I'm done with the. Hey, how come you can't figure it out for yourself? If America's so fucking bad in your eyes, then why are you asking us for help? You know what I mean? I'm getting, and I think the American forces, we are tired of this shit. We're starting to see the breakdown of our infrastructure and the breakdown of how our soldiers are. I mean, look at this, man. Yes. Oh, by the way, shit. Congratulations to everybody who has been premonitioned. I guess Zoltan has been. Has his crystal ball out. Zoltan from days long ago comes Zoltan. He's got the crystal ball for our you prospective sergeant first classes that were eligible for our Master Sergeant AGR and active duty. I thought I got a note out to say, hey, look, Zoltan is providing predictions, and that's it. So there you go. There, I'm not gonna go. No, I'm not gonna. Don't even go there. Last time we had a list, and I talked about it. I immediately was inundated with fucking phone calls and blasted, and it totally detracted from the show. So yeah, Zoltan is providing predictions right now for you prospective sergeant first classes for a master sergeant, and good luck if you made it or not. Don't get butthurt and shit if you didn't.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
But to go off your point, we're fatigued. I mean, you look at it. Nobody wants. We've been at war since I was in middle school. I mean, since you were like in your 50s. I mean, we've been at war for
my 40s. Now we've been now I'm in my 60s. So yeah, you're right. Since I'm in my 40s, you're close.
So we're fatigued as a nation. We're fatigued as an army. And if God forbid there's any Russian, Iranian, or North Korean, they're tired. We'll still kick your ass. Don't play that game.
Yeah, exactly.
As a whole,
exactly.
We're tired of playing the same old game. And what I hate is the fact that if anything goes down, why isn't America helping? You motherfuckers, y'all just said that we need to stop doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Policing the globe. Yet anytime like when Syria was kicking off, and when Syria was becoming the big rebels versus Assad, and they're like, oh, they're using where's the and now ISIS is involved. Where's the U.S.? Where's the U.S.? I'm like, you bitches just got mad at us for Iraq, for Afghanistan, for everything else. Hell, there's everything that's on us saying, oh, we're policing the world and this, that, and the other, and yet you want us to get involved. Fuck off, get out of here. But if we don't, you say that we're, as Americans, we should do it. Where's a rich populace and this, that, and the other. It's just like, y'all need to pick a thread and stay with it. If you want us to help out everyone, then fuck off when we actually do it. If not, let us handle our business. Like, I'm not saying us go back to when we did the whole like pre-World War II. We're like, nah, not a problem, not our monkeys. Y'all, good luck to you.
Well, I say that's the problem, though. I mean, but we should. That's what I'm saying. We should be all surgical and shit. Like the stuff that happened with Bashar Assad throwing chemical weapons on his people. And oh god, dude, those fucking videos are fucking heartbreaking, man. Seeing the kids, I got a thing with the kids. It's the thing with the kids that fucking get me. You know what I mean? Being deployed in Iraq.
I can handle adults.
Yeah, adults. Yeah, exactly.
You can handle it. For some reason, we're programmed that kids and dogs, fuck cats. But kids and dogs, like anything happens to them, all of a sudden, it's just like, fuck cats. Well, let me go grab my bag.
Yeah, exactly. So like right now, I'm pretty sure there's planning going on for potential, strikes left and right, because we do have to. Tomahawk missiles have a shelf life, and they need to be rotated stock. So I'm pretty sure right now.
Hey, that sounds like to me it's time to use a couple.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say it should be an endless amount of fucking launching. Well. Our allies, our friends, our pals, Israel, said, I got you, fam.
Was that confirmed today?
Yes,
I know
yes,
that I know
yes.
that Russia was like, oh, this was Israel, they did it, but I didn't know if we had any like actual confirmation that that Israel's like, hey, fuck you guys.
That's exactly what it was. Israel said, eat a dick. Yeah, we fucking did it. So what? What the fuck are you going to do? And that's the problem. What are you going to do? That's why Israel did it. Israel's like, all of us are holding fire extinguishers and that person's on fire. Are we going to do something about it?
Well, I mean, Israel has been having to hide behind us, not because they have to, but because we're like, hey, y'all, step back, let us, we'll take the brunt of, every time they do something. But remember, these were the guys that, bombed Iran when they were doing their nuclear test back, I think it was back in the 90s or whatnot. I mean, Israel is not a pushover. Israel has actually got a pretty banging force. I mean, they got some very well trained people and they have a lot of really good technology. I think they're just like, you know what? We're tired of everyone saying we're going to kill, we're going to take out the Israelis, we're going to kill the Israelis, we're going to wipe Israel off the map. I think they're like, all right, bitches, let's show you why you don't fuck with us. So maybe this would be a good opportunity to shove some missiles up somebody's ass.
Well, and that's just it. Israel's been kind of shining on for a fight to remind everybody that they're there, because we keep, everybody keeps telling them, no, let's do this diplomatically. Well, they're getting sick of that crap. They're bulldogs. There are bulldogs. We have actually, kind of sent them in. We've been the ones kind of holding the reins or letting the reins go.
I mean, and they've been dealing with Hamas for the last 10, 15 years, if not longer.
And the
I
PLO,
think they were under a different name before that. I mean,
and the
these
PLO.
are folks that are living under, a constant barrage of. I mean, these are some hard people.
Yeah. Dude.
I mean, for hell, I mean, they went to Israel because the Nazis try to kill them all. So they finally find a home, and while maybe at the time the diplomatic whatever, not my political realm, but regardless, I mean, they've been living under a constant barrage and attack, whether it's a war on words, the UN trying to be a bunch of dicks and try to screw them over or whatnot. Israel's just like, I think they're just done.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey, I'm waiting for somebody to try to take out Israel. Like, go on, Iran.
Yeah,
go on. We'll sit back and go.
I was about to say, yeah, exactly. Just fucking let's let them go, unchained, unleashed.
They have the jets, they have the tanks, they have the weapons.
Yeah, it's easy.
They have the hardened people. I mean, their force is not made up of some, it's not like a show force like maybe some in like some of the northern Baltic areas, like maybe like Norway and stuff like that, where I'm not saying anything bad against them, but folks that they have an army, but they haven't done anything and they haven't had to. Israel has, and the problem for other people is you have a constantly under attack country that's training people to not just kill. I mean, hell, I think Krav Maga. You know what I'm trying to say? That fucking whole like fighting, like where you're fighting a crowd kind of style. That came from Israel. They're ready to go. Go ahead, pick on them. I think U.S. should be like, hey, Israel, get them.
Oh yeah.
Don't look at us. Get them.
Yeah, I think that I definitely think that Israel off the chain. And you know what? Again, I call them our allies, our partners, our they are our allies. No more than the UK is our ally. You know what I mean? What I don't fucking get is that immediately everyone's jumping on Israel shit like, oh, you get the standard fucking from Arab media, Al Arabiya and fucking Al Jazeera, Israel's doing their aggressions and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, shocker. They don't like that Israel did something.
Exactly.
Kids are being, what was the chemical this time? Was it this chlorine again? Or
they don't know.
The same type of bullshit? I'm sorry. I wish they could. I thought they said, hey, the Assad regime did the last one. Isn't that enough for the UN to go, okay, US, you want to take them down? Here you go. They've crossed the red line.
Well,
I mean, how many times do people have to chemically kill their own people for us to go, that's not a good thing?
Yeah, exactly. No, my biggest thing was throughout the whole fucking process is that we're not solving anything by having a goddamn. This is what pisses me off about the army right now. We have fucking meetings for everything, but nothing gets done. And by the time something fucking happens, it's already too late. Kind of like how the Army deals with sexual assault, how the Army deals with fucking procurement, how the Army likes to deal with, you name it. Anything that has to do with fucking simple shit that should cause a process requires additional bureaucracy. TPS report syndrome, I guess you would say. It was chlorine. Okay, that's what was Cause saying. You don't do a TPS report, it doesn't get approved, and your course of action for whatever doesn't happen, then that's it. You're done. You got to revisit.
Because the Army secret is, hey, give them online training. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Here's
Exactly.
another annual training class for you, fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Solves that solves the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, God, fucking, we're gonna take a break. It's already top of the hour again. Got me all riled up and shit.
I just want to punch people.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Oh man.
Came back a hardened reserve soldier. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, I couldn't even keep a straight face when I said that.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back in the third hour. Welcome back, Flash, and then shots.
They love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. shots.
Shots! Motherfucking shots! Motherfucking shots! This just breaking in over the Red Leg News Desk right now. We have a breaking. A Russian early warning and control aircraft are currently circling the Syrian city of Latakia nearby the Russian airbase and naval fleet. Russia has stated it will not accept aggression against Syria as the U.S. prepares for a collective military response very soon. There we go. This
Time to
just
play chicken.
This just in. I wonder how this is going to turn out. You know what I mean? How something with this.
Well, here's the problem. Russia doesn't give a fuck. They never have.
No.
And we kind of do. I don't see us. I don't know. But then again, I caveat of what I just said by saying we've also haven't had a president like Donald Trump and haven't had a Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War like the Mad Dog himself.
Whoa! You
in while.
Well, and I'm about to say, who knows what's happening? Well, like we talked about earlier, a Russian will step on a baby to get to you, as you will step up to pick up the baby. If that makes any sense.
Yep.
Wow, that was very MAGA of you to say there, fucking Flash. I'm just saying. I was surprised that you would say that. Wow.
Why? What would you think I would say?
The reserves changed him.
Yeah, I was about to say, definitely fucking born again hard, dude. Hey, oh my God, Jesus. Holy shit. I mean, matter of fact, this just in, Flash is born again hard. Flash has definitely joined he's drinking Kool-Aid.
So, you know, we
No,
created combat coffee
exactly.
Cups, so
Exactly. Oh my God, Flash, what the hell? Man.
I will say, while I definitely haven't, I'm still public affairs, so there's only so much of a, Army hardness that I will ever achieve in my military career. I will say that I have actually getting a chance to work with a lot of these reserve units, do my public affairs job like I did in the active side, and learn what the everyone else does that's not me. I have a newfound respect for a lot of these support units in the reserve, and I don't know much about the National Guard, so I can't say much to them. So I still call them, nasty girls and all that other stuff. But there are some folks. There are some folks that really take playing Army to a whole new level.
So
yeah, exactly. Like there's some folks I'm just like, I'm like, dude,
dial it down a notch.
I don't need to walk lockstep and have my
Oh,
thumbs
I know.
and everything when I'm walking to the pisser. We don't need to do that.
No. There's actual reserves that think that that's what an active duty. If the day, it's like West Point cadets that think that they're still in the academy when they're commanding. You know what I mean? That's why
There were some folks that were on like super so there was one near the end of the exercise. There was this I was walking back from my little shack to our talk, and one of my soldiers was like, hey, that specialist over there has been walking around with his hands in his pocket, talking on his cell phone, and I was like, I got you. And we're in at the time we're in full battle rattle the whole time. So I walked over there and I was, not trying to be an asshole, but I was like, hey, dude, I said, you're doing a couple of things wrong. I said, your hands in your pocket. I said, if your hands are cold, wear gloves. Part of the PPE. I'm like, you shouldn't. I said, I don't care that you're on your phone, but you can't walk around with your phone. So I said, you just need to plan it and put some gloves on. Simple, easy, on spot correction. I'm not that guy. I'm not hey, you need. That's just not me. That's just not what I do.
You hear backtracking, don't you? He's trying real hard to say, no, I'm not hard.
I'm not hard. No. This is a fucking WTF Nation Radio alert.
There were some points where I was like, when I'm doing these battle drills, I'm like, hell yeah, Caveman right here. Where's my Stetson? Bring me my Stetson. And then this kid gives me the most attitude I've ever gotten from a soldier in my entire life. I felt like my neck was gonna crack because I kind of kept looking at him sideways, going, "Are you for real?" Like,
Oh, so
I
you
was
got
told
Forrest-
that,
you got the
know,
Forrest
take
Whitaker
it
eye.
easy. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, why are you being so hard? And you take it easy. And it's really, guys, not that big of a deal. I'm like, guy, and I'm like, come here. I said, get in parade rest. Let's start with that. I said, how about you give me your phone? Turn off his phone. I said, cool. Who's your first line? Well, why don't you go and talk to him? I was like,
Whoa.
Oh, I was just like, I was shaking. I was so like, this is the first time I've really been that. I mean, I've made on-spot corrections. It's pretty sad day when a public affairs guy has to do an on-spot correction. But I'm an NCO. That's what we do. And he took me to his NCO, and they're all smoking and joking or whatnot. And I'm like, who's this guy's first line? And like they're all kind of looking at me, and they're like, and it's like, hey, Sergeant, what's going on? I said, hey, because they're all on PTs. I'm like, who's his first line? And they're like, well, I guess it'd be me and him. He's like, we're both staff sergeants. He's like, what's going on? I said, well, here, and I kind of went over the deal knowing, great, this is what's going to happen. They're in their unit. They're probably going to go, hey, we'll take care of it. And then fuck that guy afterwards, which I'm sure has happened. But I told him that, look, I said, I just may try to make a simple on-spot correction. He wanted to be an asshole. I figured I'd bring him to you and let you guys take care of him. I walked out of there, and they said, oh, yeah, we'll take care of him. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. And I walked out. Oh, I was shaking mad. So there's some folks that I've learned a newfound respect because there's some folks that were really damn good at their job. Like, they're type of folks that are kind of like me that do both their job on the civilian side and the military side. So it's very easy. It's just wearing a different set of clothes. And there's some folks that I'm just like, you're in the military. Please at least act like it on the days you're in the military, for God's sake.
Wow. Your reaction was actually quite.
I actually was shaking. Like I had a soldier was like, "Hey, Sergeant Brown, you okay?"
Yeah, I was about to say, dude.
I said, I want to kill him. I said, I really want to go back and burn down that tent. I said, this is not a good day.
Well, I mean, had the tent
on him.
Yeah, I was about to say, when if a soldier ever gave me lip, I would fucking like straight up, go completely fucking T-Rex. Exactly. I would fucking go off on that shit. Fuck that. I would.
It was, and I went to my soldier. I said, "You ever act like that, and somebody brings you to me?" I said, best believe I will tear you apart.
Yeah, dude.
I said, I never want to have somebody bring, you have to bring another NCO to me because you can't get your shit together.
But you know what,
I
though?
mean, this kid was just a total like.
But you know what, though?
It was like we were on the block or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's like, hey, why? He said, why are you trying to be? What did he say? Yeah, why are you trying to be so difficult? Or something? I'm just like, difficult. I'm like,
Flash,
fucker, come here.
Flash.
Parade rest.
Yeah, Flash. He was a direct reflection on his leadership because they couldn't even answer who the fuck his first line is. You know what I mean? They were kind of like, I guess I am. You know what I mean? He is a reflection of his weak ass fucking leader. Hey, you punk bitch, you're fucking weak. How about that? How can I say that? Is he gonna get? Hey, you punk ass NCO at Fort McCoy that got fucking corrected. You weak. You let your fucking soldier fucking punk you out like that? Weak ass.
That was the pinnacle of the worst, like, group of folks, or at least and I agree. Is they reflect, soldiers don't do that if their command doesn't, if their peers and their command don't let them do that. But I also worked with some pretty cool people between Fort Knox, Fort McCoy, that were on the ball. Like, I was like, okay, you guys kind of pumped me up for being in the reserves. I don't feel like I'm, I'm the C string, the third string running back over here. I appreciate it. And then there's some folks I'm just like, for fuck's sake, you're the reason why everyone makes fun of us.
I was about to say that everyone's fucking. Oh yeah, and again, yeah,
it only takes one. It only takes
exactly,
one person
exactly
to make everyone go, well, fuck the reserves. Like, yep, there we go. That's
I mean, we've
had
reserves. I mean, we've had reserves augmented to us too, and I treat like they're like a bunch of new kids. I don't treat them any different or less and all that. And it's funny when you said that because there are guys that really you have to die. You gotta tell. I've had to tell guys, hey man, dial it the fuck down, dude. This is not how active duty is like. You need to fucking click it back or pump your brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. You gotta pump the brakes, and then they think that that's what active duty is. And you'll either get both extremes, and so like you said, it's usually one or two kids like that. But the first sergeant, and we had reserve augmentation. I just went to their fucking platoon sergeant. I didn't even talk to them. I was like, who the fuck's your platoon sergeant? oh wait a minute, you're the fucking so and so platoon or Roger Sergeant. All right, and the next platoon sergeant stand up that I'd fucking have, then I would fucking just go off on the platoon sergeant and say, and I'd say exactly that. Hey, your Joe's a reflection on you. So if you're fucking sandbagging and acting like it, and I wasn't big on the enforcer of the fucking hands in pocket shit, because if it was cold, yeah, put your fucking hands in your pockets. If you didn't fucking bring gloves or on the spot bring gloves, like you have to write something down, yeah, put your hands in. I actually believe in that type of common sense leadership for something simple like that. But if you're out doing a fucking stand to and you're in a fucking guard mount and your fingers are getting fucking frostbite because you forgot your gloves, then yeah, that's fucking on you.
And there's one thing that came up because you had touched on it for a second in the last hour, was we did have a stand to. We had a sharp stand to because of an incident on Fort Knox that so the whole CSTX had to stand down for an hour because, shocking enough, and I don't know all the details, I just know it came from Fort Knox, people can't keep their damn hands to themselves, and they and I hope somebody got tore up because of it, but it doesn't matter where it's at. People still don't know how to just be civil human beings, not rape and touch and all the other stuff you're not supposed to fucking do to cause a whole exercise stand down. Sorry, I had a hiccup for a second.
I don't get again. And also there are some guys you got to remember too. I mean, there's guys that just don't do this fucking shit all the time anyway. It's not active duty. So I don't expect them to fucking act all active duty and stuff like that. I don't expect them to fucking, be complete. So if there's a couple of slip ups because some of the members of like reserve personnel that are Leos are usually pretty good at the discipline thing. Usually first responders, because I mean some of the units that I've had rotate with me, the majority of them have been Leos. And then I'll get that one that has got a mixture of corporate / student / kid just came out of basic, still doesn't know what to do with his life. I'll write off a couple of oops, that I'm sorry, ICE. First sergeant. Yeah, okay, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Because it's gotta get you got to get used to it because kids come out of the fucking whatever, or they've shifted units drilling with another one, and of course they don't see the Army for 28 days out of the fucking out of the month. You know what I mean? So I get that. I can kind of understand that. But it's like you said, it's the guys that come around with their fucking affliction t-shirts, wearing their fucking grunt style crap. I think that's grunt style. And fucking walking around with Invisaligns.
Dude, there were so many of them. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
though.
yes.
I did bring a grunt style shirt.
No, but I'm not.
I was just like,
exactly.
Fuck it.
But they're like they're the
There's
ultra.
some that were sponsored by grunt style.
They're ultra.
Sponsored by
fucking
Grunt
over.
Style and Oakleys.
Yeah, and 511
and
pants.
I say that because I have my own pair of Oakleys, and I did bring my Texas grunt style shirt because I do like that shirt, and it's what I threw in my bag because I was like, well, we might go out and get cheese in Wisconsin because if I'm going to be in Wisconsin for a couple of days, I might as well get some squeaky cheese. But there are some folks that are like, they literally were wearing head to toe grunt style and Oakleys. I'm like, so you play Army and now you're like, you're operated. There was a couple of folks.
No, that's what I'm saying though.
Tactical out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's my point. They're all tactical, wearing the fucking kit, wearing the gear like they're tactical, but they're probably the same ones that were. He was probably the same kid that was disrespecting you. Is my point. They want to be ultra vet until it's time to do vet shit. If that makes any sense.
Well, I will say this against my own people. There were a couple of public affairs folks that I'm like, dude, why are you wearing all that stuff? You're not carrying a radio as public affairs on a patrol. You're not like, you can get rid of that like one of those things where it's just like they look like those some of those captains that come out of
oh
OCS,
yeah
they have like the giant massive rig that's all around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and they have the Peltors.
NCO,
yeah, they have the Peltors on and shit like that. And when are you hooking into something? You know what I mean? What net are you jumping on, Lens Cap? Get over there and fucking operate that
P2.
They
brought their own. They brought their own helmet, and they have like that rail system on the side.
Yes,
and they have their own, the ear muffs that
that's what I'm saying. The Peltors.
They just kind of flop up and down. I'm like,
yeah.
I said, really? Really? What?
Who you
Let me know when the special forces are calling you up. For,
Yeah.
You know,
Who
the
you
public
communicate?
affairs
Exactly. Who you communicating with? Fucking lens cap. Go grab that P2. Don't you have a fucking Canon to fuck with? Write a story. Where's your Mac? You know what I mean? Fuck.
Like when I was in Afghanistan, the only thing I really needed, and this is before the new system, the new rig they had, which I like it so much better. But on my IOTV, I literally had the pouches I need for my ammunition, and I had a canteen, a canteen holder that I never had the canteen on, but I could fit like four batteries stacked, and then it had those two little pockets in the front that I could put P2 cards in. I was good to go, other than carrying my camera and my weapon. That's all I need. That's all I needed. I didn't need to have a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, I did find that I did get myself my own little tactical little pouch that I started keeping my notebook, since I have to do more print journalist stuff now. That had a better spot for pens and notebook and whatnot. So I did buy that for like $25 at the PX. But other than that, that's all I really need now. I don't even need the batteries anymore. So I can get rid of the whole canteen holder. But there are some folks I'm like, dude, you don't like. There were some new soldiers that had everything on. I'm like, you don't need. Really, you're going to throw flashbangs? Take that off. So you're not going to touch a grenade ever. Take that off.
Yeah, but come on, Sort, come on. You never know who's going to operate, Sort. Come on,
So
Sort.
they're like, have you threw a grenade? I said, last time I said I've been on a bunch of combat patrols. I've deployed. I said, I've never touched a grenade. I touched a grenade one time downrange when somebody's like, hey, pass this grenade to that person. I went, okay, here you go. That was it. There was no, I'm carrying one out there because
You never know.
I
That's
tell
right.
a lot of people to ask me, hey, how do you know when it's time for to put down the camera? I'm like, let me just tell you this way. If I'm firing, we're all about to die anyways. That's where my tolerance is. It's like I'm getting close to being the last person or something. That's when I put my camera down. Like, you just calm it down. There's some folks who just there was actually a couple of people that somebody almost got a camera lens to the head when we were training, because you'd be surprised. I have 12 years experience doing this, and then I see some of their work and I'm like, you suck. There was a lot of for the training. There was a lot of egos, mine included. I am a public affairs soldier. I carry my ego proudly, and I have a beautiful wife who pokes it and pops my balloon to keep me in check. It's a great, doesn't let it get too big so I can still get into the house. And then I see some of these folks that I'm like, wow, you need like your own zip code for your ego, because I don't know what you're rolling here. But it's okay. They luckily they went off to different places, so they didn't get boot stomped or anything. But I mean, overall, as much as I hated being away from my family, it's the first time since I got active duty that I've been away that long. And even though it was only a month, it seemed a lot longer at the time. It was a lot of really good training. Like, I have a newfound respect for a lot of the medical folks that are in the reserve. A lot of the combat support hospitals were pretty damn on the ball, even if the scenario and the scenario and the situation that they tried to create didn't always work out. There's a lot of stuff they're like, yeah, the cold made it so we couldn't do this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Casey said that she has Snapchat,
that I got to
so
cover and work with, they're pretty on point. We got to tell a lot of pretty cool stories for our conversion training. For all the Romeos learn how to be Quebecs. We got to cover a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff you never really heard of before, like the folks that create like the mannequins that look all jacked up with chemical burns and all the special effects movie stuff. We had a soldier do a story on that, and it was really good pictures. Actually, some of the pictures we weren't even allowed to publish because they were so realistic looking. It was pretty grimy. But yeah, for the most part, I like to say I have a better respect for the reserve, and thank God. It's probably a good thing because I am in the reserve. But then there are still some that I'm like, you're the reason they make fun of us. You're the guy.
I can't believe they're born again hard.
When we first got there, they were telling us all these battle drills you're going to do. They're like, you're going to throw grenades, and you're going to fire, you're going to qualify your weapons, and this, that, and the other. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Our qualification for our weapons was like, hey, you have 30 rounds, just fire them. That was it. We had to fire 10 from the prone supported, prone unsupported, and the kneeling. That was it. because it was so cold. The pop-up targets, because hey, Fort McCoy has pop-up targets, which is kind of cool. Were freezing and they weren't actually working. So they're like, yeah, just fire 30 rounds. I'm like, could I just go? Can I go back on the bus? I don't really care. And the grenades, they're like, yeah, you're gonna throw grenades. So the one thing I kept telling the people I work with, I'm like, hey, I'll get somebody to get like a video from far away of me throw a grenade or something. That'd be kind of cool. I haven't done that since basic. That'd be cool. No, that wasn't cool at all. They made us go the whole motions, like, you duck, you look over, you duck, you do the pin, and then you threw a grenade at a dummy sitting in a chair. There you go.
I mean,
but we did do the CS chamber again. That wasn't fun.
There's some training that if you're going to go through the motions, and you go through it all the way to do it. So I would not, as your first sergeant or sergeant major of your fucking event, or of your ops sergeant major, I would not have fucking wasted your guys' time going through grenade training if you're not going to throw frags. It's not. I mean, because you, like you said, you're getting ammo to go to the range, and you got to fire pop-up. You're going to use CS pellets. You're going to go to the fucking, you know what I mean? You're going to go to the fucking gas chamber. If you're going to go through the fucking motions of training, especially with the finite time that you have as a reservist, then you should be throwing fucking frags.
Yep.
The weapon, I mean, I had a good time because my range safety guy who was kind of watching over me, he was like, hey, you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. He goes, I'm going to pull, and he was like, hey, I'm going to call out targets, and you try to hit them. I said, okay. And I did actually pretty well, which I was like a little tickled, even though I couldn't hit the 250s no matter how hard I tried at that point. But anyways, he was calling them out, and I was hitting them. I had a good time, even though some people they're like, fire these as fast as possible. So everyone's like trying to fire all their, just like, I'm just like, hey, I'm not being slow, but I'm trying to actually take shots because it's training. I figure, you do training. Folks up there are like, it took me all 20 seconds to do all 30 rounds. I'm like, cool story, bro. That's going to help you in the coming wars. Let me tell you, how many rounds can I get rid of really quickly?
Again, if you're a PAO
Thank
and
you,
you're
Matt Best.
Yeah, exactly. If you are fucking Matt Best was drilling with you. What was that?
Every time I see his videos, he's like, he rolled through like him or Alan Graham or Graham Allen or whatnot. Just like, I'm like, oh, that's about $50 right there.
Gotcha,
Cool
exactly.
story.
No, I see what you're saying. No, but my thing is that if you, like you said before, if you are carrying 9-bangers or fucking firing your fucking weapon as a PAO, the D main has been, or the force that you are with has been fucking compromised. If you have to fire your fucking weapon, you know what I mean?
The only time that I've actually had my weapon ready in hand on a combat patrol was after I had done the story. I had collected the 2 stories. The unit that I was in bed with was like, hey, we're about to go out and we're shorter man. Can you can you jump in? I went, sure. And I jumped in. That's the only time that I've been actually like I won't say infantryman, but I was a soldier ready to go and not in a PA capacity, even though I got yelled at something fierce for that. But anyways, and then still that I had my weapon in hand. Luckily, nothing went down, but I still didn't have a flashbang grenade. So I will say that CSTX did a really good job when it came to the medical and the CBRN training. Gas chamber was very quick. It was a lot shorter than I remember basic training. Still sucked. But they did a really good job being very thorough on everything, and then including the medical training. I was actually quite impressed. One, again, that I actually remembered shit, but 2, that they actually did a really good job, and for the most part, especially my unit actually did a really good job of everyone seemed to either grasp the knowledge or remember the knowledge from basic or from whatever. So it was they did a really good. That was my favorite 2 of those 2. That was actually one day. They did the best, I think, for CSTX. The tactical movement and indirect fire and the grenades. That was like the lame ass map reading and stuff. And we had to get stuck there for an extra hour and a half because a general was going to come watch us, and so we had to sit in this tent even though we'd been done for an hour and a half to act like we're training again. And then he didn't show up, so that was the worst part of it. But overall, it was good training. I'm always up for fresher training because the way the world is, who knows? being part of Ready for Success, I really could be out the door in 30 days. And a lot of these, there's a shit ton of units that are part of this now. So it's a changing environment for the military, and hopefully everyone's, taking it seriously.
Well, they need to, because
stupid ass specialist with his hands in his pocket walking talking on the phone. Fucking douchebag.
It all boils down to that. We're going to war with Russia because of that specialist.
It was a Specialist Jackson too. I don't know.
Specialist Jackson. Specialist Jackson. You got called on. You got called on blast on WTF Nation Radio.
Motherfucker.
You got motherfucker. Hang on, this just in. Specialist Jackson, you're the reason why we're going to war with Russia.
It is all your fault.
It's all your fault because your hands in your pockets, and hang on, and your shitbag NCO.
And your shitbag. It was multiple too, and they're all like, when I'm just like, hey, I'm kind of to me, I felt like I was doing the proper courtesy. I was giving them the courtesy of, hey, you discipline your soldiers, because I would hate it if somebody just had to discipline my soldier. And so I thought I was doing a courtesy. And then as I'm kind of explaining, and the looks I'm getting, like, dude, what are you, like, serious? I'm like, what do you mean serious? I mean, I wasn't the problem really wasn't the hand. It was the disrespect afterwards. That's the reason we're here right now. Not if he would have just said, Roger, Sart, and then, waited 2 seconds for me to walk away and then did it again. Oh, who cares? But fucking, where's my whiskey?
Damn.
Holy shit! You rubbed off on him. He's all gung ho again.
No, man, I don't know what it is. I think he got a taste of Armydom, and now he's just like fucking going back whatever. So,
dude, it's like Stockholm syndrome. Like at one point I meant, man, I kind of miss active duty. I went, oh my god.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No.
Did you just say that?
Click my heels. No place like home. There's no place like home. I want my cushy public affairs job where the Starbucks is just down the way, and I don't have to use a coffee cup out of an MRE box in the MRE hot bag to make up my own coffee cup. I get my white chocolate mocha. White chocolate mocha. Click my heels.
I heard that they were testing some MREs in your engagement, or you did not get any of the new MREs.
I don't believe I got any of the. We had the same damn boxes of MREs, but I didn't hear anyone testing out the new ones. But I know the pizza's coming soon, and they're already starting to I guess they're already starting to field them to some of the units to test them out. But
fuck
I don't
that, dude.
Really
fuck
want
that.
to eat pizza out of a bag.
No, you saw how they do the bread, and that shit comes in a moldy already. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I can't. Can you imagine? Was it a pepperoni and sauce on one of those damn wheat snack breads? Stab me in the. I mean, the only time I eat the wheat snack bread is when I get the jalapeno patty, and it comes with mustard and ketchup, and it's kind of like a hamburger, and I'll kind of suck it up because I pretend it's a shitty Big Mac. But no, I'm good. Like, there's nothing. We're creating a. Hey, dude, throw back those charms back in the MRE bags, or maybe the Tabasco sauce.
Well, there was a saying that
give us something we want.
Yeah, exactly. There's a saying that you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You know what I mean?
Fucking pizza's going down, man.
Pizza's going down, and fuck you, Special Jackson.
Fuck you. You and your shitty ass unit.
Your shitty ass attitude in your unit. So Casey said that she had Snapchat of said pre-pill persons. You must be talking about the Affliction grunt style. Ranger Up, Super Vet, Ultra Vets, that you were discussing earlier. Again, we are not besmirching any of those organizations that provide assistance to veterans or veteran-run organizations, as I myself have a couple of T-shirts like that. Not grunt style though. What? I'm just saying I don't have grunt style T-shirts.
Hey, I won't lie. I've never bought any grunt style until my wife started buying them for me. And I think I have three shirts and a long sleeve shirt. And I won't lie, I love the hell out of those shirts. But there's some people that take, I'm a big Yankees fan, but I refrain from wearing Yankee socks.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moment.
I had to throw the disclaimer out when you start talking about Yankees and fucking grunt style, bro. I mean, because I'm a Ranger Up guy.
I love the Yankees.
I'm a Ranger. I'm a Ranger Up guy.
And they even had they walked up to other people that were wearing the all grunt style and the Oakleys. They had a special handshake and everything. It was a little weird. Like, I felt like I was in a cult.
Like they were going to a lodge. Oh, all righty.
It's like,
then.
hey, it's like they had a little prayer and everything. It was a little weird. And, I mean, hey, I I'm not gonna make fun of anyone for I wore a Yankees hat for my whole everyday.
That's
when I
right.
was,
You can't
every day
make
in college. I wore a Yankees hat.
You can't
So, I
make
mean,
fun of
everyone's a
those.
little weird,
Exactly.
so, but
you can't make fun of those vet-like T-shirt organizations and T-shirt products if you're a Yankees fan. How's that? There you go.
hey, I don't make it. But I'm just giving you what I saw.
Of course.
You take from it what you want. But it was a disturbing amount of grunt style. Like, it's like y'all wait just for these days to wear all your grunt style stuff. It's like, man, I really don't want to wear these during my civilian job because people will think I'm a crazy person. But shit, I'm around other military people. It's like a calling card. It's like a peacock with its feathers. Like, look at me, I'm pretty. Look at me, I'm tactical. Like, that's what I get from it.
Look.
Did you see this one? Did you see this one? And of course, then I popped out my Texas one. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love this Texas one.
Look at me, I can throw a baseball. No, but my biggest thing is that is pretty funny. I mean, it is. We laugh. I mean, look, we're laughing at ourselves. We obviously know that
because we all do it.
Because we all do it. I mean, like I said, you wear grunt style T-shirts and stuff like that, and 511 pants. I wear Ranger Up T-shirt, jeans, 511 pants, Columbia's, Ganders, Carhartts. You know, I wear rugged. You know, the roughs or something like that. You know, when I get out of the Army, I won't even know what to fucking wear, dude. When I get, I don't even know what to wear. I mean, I will be, I don't know, flip flops. I'll be wearing Crocs and fucking Ranger panties and a T-shirt for the first, 6 months when I get out. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
It's like the same shit you can tell when somebody's just out of basic training because all their clothes are the same shit they sell out of basic training.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know this
exactly.
because you fell into the trap and bought a couple of shirts too.
Exactly.
I still have my my Constitution fucking tan shirt.
That's right. The Constitution.
And that black one with all like the cool the cool graphic shit or whatnot.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
did at an event this weekend in DC that I was part of. There was a little kid who had that one shirt where it's like the guy's bayoneting a terrorist and shit.
Yeah. So
and I was like, and I wanted to be like, hey, I said, who do you know who's in the military? Because I'm like, that's not your shirt. You're too short.
Okay. So currently now, wait. Well, I'm glad you're back because now guess what's back? Boys of Summer, fucking baseball and shit.
Hell yeah.
So I know the current standings right now. Let me see. Because I have I have more than one team for baseball. Because they tug at my heartstrings. So right now Texas is currently losing at the bottom of the 7th against the LA Angels, and then my fucking Kansas City Royals, son, are fucking ahead against the fucking who are they playing? The Seattle Mariners at the top of the 8th, and then. I don't see where the Dodgers at. I don't see the fucking Dodger. Hang on, let me see. Dodgers. The fucking Dodgers. Where the fuck are the Dodgers even play today? Are they even playing? Are they postponed?
There's quite a few teams that aren't playing today.
Okay.
I know my Yankees aren't playing.
Yeah.
I think Boston's not playing. There's quite a few people that aren't playing. This has already been like we've only been in this for a week and a half, and there's already been some really fucking cool stories.
Oh my god, I know, dude. That's fucking awesome games and shit. So
finally for the Yankees, and I'll give them a good and a bad. Bad would be that one we're 5-5 and already hit our injury bug. We dropped like 3 folks already on the DL, so we're bringing up a lot of new people, and then our relief pitchers don't have it tuned up right away, so we've given up games that we should have won. And then let's say, and Giancarlo Stanton, who we traded for, had 2 5 strikeout games, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
But the Yankees also did have him hit his first home run in Yankee Stadium. Didi Gregorius hitting a lot of home runs. And then for the first time, Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez, and Giancarlo Stanton, all 3 hitting a home run in the same game. Really cool. We're 5-5 right now. Boston's already, have Boston and Toronto both are above 500. Boston's 8-1. They're looking pretty good. In the Central, it's a little weird. Everyone thought Cleveland would be miles ahead, but currently they're behind Minnesota by half a game.
Oh man, yeah.
Kansas City's only 2-5, but it's only a week and a half. A lot of teams are still fixing it out, so I don't hold too much stock. But Cleveland's only 5-5, Detroit's 4-5. Houston, not a shocker, at 8-2, and the Angels are 7-3. So I feel the American League West is going to be a lot tighter than it was last year. Houston kind of ran away with it, but LA, especially their new pitcher / like home run hitter, he's got more Ks than Matt Scherzer, but has more home runs than Aaron Judge.
Yeah, but they're only 3-6 though right now.
Who the fuck is this guy? Why did the Yankees buy his ass?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm saying the Dodgers were only 3-6 anyways. So
you
they're
failed at
not
what
fucking...
you're good at, Yankees, is buying people.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly that. Exactly. You're
Well,
worthless.
you got Texas and Texas, Oakland, Seattle, all three with only 4 wins. Oakland, Texas are below 500. But again, new season. The big shocker for me is in the National League, the Mets. The fucking Mets are 8-1.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's for them, that's a fucking amazing start for
It
the
is. It
for
is.
a start of
Well,
the season. They haven't had a good start
they're
that since the Subway Series back in 2000.
correct, but they're sharing the same streak with fucking Boston as well. So
They really are, and the injury bug, it just depends. Like, I'd rather start getting these injury bugs at the very beginning than later on. But hey, Atlanta's above 500, 6-4. Washington Nationals are kind of like the Yankees, where they have a lot of the pieces. They just aren't starting strong, but they're at 500, 5-5. Miami, shocker, 3-7. But hell, they gave away the house. Derek Jeter's still our number one or MVP over there. Pittsburgh 7-2, looking really hot. On Sunday they brought back the old-timey Pirates uniform. Looked really cool.
Oh God, really? You thought they were I was like,
it reminded me of like the old. I say it looks really cool because it's very nostalgic, like that old 50s looking shit.
yeah.
Like, it was pretty cool. Chicago 5-4, Milwaukee 5-5. Not a lot to really brag about over there. They're just kind of there. Arizona though. Arizona was starting to pop up at near the end of the last half of the season, especially the last quarter of the season. Starting strong with 7-2, and then Colorado is actually looking pretty good. They brought up a couple of their
but they're 5-5 though.
They're folks from the minor leagues, and now they're 5-5. It's a good start, but the Dodgers 3-6.
Dude,
again,
this
is a very new season. So
No,
this,
the Dodgers, yeah, exactly.
Ask me about this stuff in about 2 months from now, and we'll talk. But
it was like this last
interesting
year.
Stuff.
It was like this last year. No one expected the Dodgers to come through the top, anyways, from last year. So, but now I was just there. I guess there was some. My biggest thing is freaking. Well, wait a minute. Hang on. What's that? Way over the top. 100. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the fucking Casey's shit on the 100% point on what the Snapchat show. She was talking about the fucking the grunt style shit. Again, we're not besmirching grunt style. Shit, stop it. We're just fucking breaking balls and laughing at ourselves at vets because he wears grunt style. I wear Ranger. What do you wear, Al? Do you wear like fucking this like shawl or some shit with some fucking Birkenstocks? What do you do? What do you fucking wear?
Al just walks around with feathers all over his
Exactly,
body.
exactly. He's got this long guru hair and shit, and he's fucking.
I'm laughing at all this because at some point I'm gonna set up my camera, and at some point you're gonna see me.
Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna meet. No, we're all gonna meet one day, and then I'm gonna be like, "Fuck, that's Al," and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, that's Ice." And I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I already know what."
And I'm gonna be like,
flesh.
"Fuck, you guys are old."
Yeah. Yeah, we are actually pretty old.
Remember, he's the kid.
Yeah, I'm the youngest, and I'm not the oldest here. Fucking Al is here, man. Al's old.
I was telling Al, I said, "Man, this show's gonna smell like Ben Gay by the time we're done. Y'all are so damn old."
Get it right, dude.
But it makes me feel like I'm like the young, like it's like there's
are.
college kids, and I'm that middle schooler walking around. What's going on, guys? What you doing? What
You
doing?
are, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You are. Look at me. I got Grunt Style T-shirt on with 511 pants and Oakleys.
Look, I'm cool too. Look at me.
I'm a reservist. Shut up.
Well, see, at some point, I'm actually going to, because you tease me about my hippie stuff, but I'm actually going to be doing some holistic fairs here soon. And I'm
holistic.
sitting there going, should I send in pictures of what I
yeah.
look like?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The question is, do I ask Redleg if I can put the symbol for WTF Nation on my placard?
Oh, you're holistic. Oh, you're so holistic.
My holistic is like cigars and whiskey. I think that
Yeah,
counts,
exactly,
right?
dude. I keep divorcing my holistics.
All 15 of them.
Exactly. Oh man. So I mean, the stats I think this year are going to be pretty good. I guess right now, Milwaukee and fucking St. Louis are currently right now the bottom of the 10th. And I guess Lorenzo Cain fucking accidentally fucking clipped Jose Martinez while they were running through first base, and they exit the game with injury. So
There's already been a couple of weird injuries. The Yankees have lost one of the guys who picked up Drury, which is good because it's good for me because this kid named Miguel, and I can't say his last name because I don't want to botch it, but he's coming up, and we have a lot of prospects. Like I'm like, oh, we drop people, no problem, prospects galore. But there's been a lot of weird injuries already. A couple people just making mistakes, like sliding it. There was one a couple days ago sliding into first.
Yeah, that was.
I remember doing that in Little League, and remember that was a bad thing. But he kind of slid, and it looked like his knee jammed up.
Yes. Who was that? Fuck, I only caught the highlight.
I don't remember.
On that.
I believe it was a National League team. I just don't remember who it was. But it looked like I saw the highlight, and I was like, oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. But the star's been coming out. I think baseball has been in a resurgent in the last 2 years, especially since football has taken a big downturn. So I think this could be a really good year for baseball all around. And I finally got the MLB package. And while WTF Nation does not endorse MLB TV, I do Flash myself. Want to thank them for the military discount they give. So instead of
what are you talking about? We're not endorsing anybody
for $95 the whole year, or $115.
Whoa,
it was like $74.
Whoa, dude! No. Providing resources to the veteran community is what we do. That's what our job is at WTF Nation Radio. We're letting them know that if you're in the military, you get a military discount.
Yeah, like if you have not yet, if you go to MLB TV and actually go to subscribe, they give a student discount and a military discount. And it goes from because I have the whatever the highest package is, which it's not too much different. But I can watch the game on my Xbox, the TV, or my phone, which is damn useless to have unlimited data. Hell yeah. So I watched majority of the Yankee games except them playing Baltimore, because that's when it blacks out. It's when the games are local, which kind of sucks. But I've seen all the other games they played this year, which has been really awesome. It's more than I've seen last year, but they offer a big discount. So I went from $115 to $76. So it's quite a big discount. They do a real easy. It's got Troop ID. I use my LinkedIn that has my my military stuff on there. It went, yep, you're military. Dropped my prices way down, and for less than $80, I'm watching every Yankees game that's not when they're not playing the Orioles or the Nationals.
No shit. Wow, fuck,
yeah.
dude.
I found that out when the first time I bought it, and they had it. They've given a bigger discount now than I think they did, because I didn't get it last year, but I didn't get it for the last 2 years because I was in Korea, and then last year I was on a weird schedule with my new jobs and everything. But then the year before, I was watching, out in the training years of Texas, I was watching the Yankees play. It's like, yes, bitch, let's go. So it's already been a good year. I've seen. Out of the 10 games, I think I've seen about 6 of them for varying periods, and I think 4 of them I saw the complete games. So yeah, MLB TV, military discount and student discount. I don't think they combine them, but it's still every bit helps. So if you want to be able to watch baseball, anywhere, and especially watch your teams, there you go.
Well, damn, dude. That's fucking badass.
I know shit.
No,
You're youngin'.
Fuck off. Who do you think transcribes all these things to tablets that you guys don't read? And I'm not talking about fucking iPads either. I'm talking about fucking me and Al are busy chiseling away.
You young whippersnappers don't even know how to chisel them to granite.
You guys don't understand.
What you're talking about? I don't think you know shit.
You goddamn it right. We don't smell like being gay. You're gay. Fuck off. Anyways.
I don't know who Ben is, but I'm sure he's gay. Leave me alone.
Hey,
if you ain't pulling your wife around by her hair, you ain't doing it right.
You shit by her hair. I'll club them. Fuck, goddamn it. Anyways, all right. Hey, so brings us to the end of our fucking show tonight, which was us blabbing about everything and anything. kind of takes the fucking time to, I love it. I love the fact now that shows it seems like shows have been flying lately, man. Maybe it's that age thing that you're talking about, Flash. As old people, we forget fucking.
Because you've been blacking out halfway through the shows and kind of like
I've been
coming
awake
to near the end of it.
I don't
like,
even know
that was a quick show.
Yeah, exactly. I was eating poo, so I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So hey, check this out. So tomorrow on Tied Up Tuesday with our illustrious and exquisite Minx. Hey, get well, Minx. She'll be able to give you some information what happened. But she had to undergo some emergency surgery, and she'll be okay now to broadcast. You better fucking show up for work, kid. No, I'm just kidding. Get well, and then we'll see you tomorrow for Bob Regan from Operation Song. Bob Regan is the CEO and executive director of Operation Song. He is a Grammy and Dove Award nominated songwriter with over 200 songs recorded by artists from Keith Urban to Roy Rogers. I'm guessing it's country music. It would be the as soon as I hear Keith Urban, then I know immediately it's a country music theme. Operation Song's mission is to empower veterans and active duty service members to tell their stories through the process of songwriting. Man, when I retire, I got a lot of shit to write down. I better write it down before I forget it because, the old thing again. Their vision is to become a premier songwriting organization serving the active duty and veteran communities to expand their programs stateside and overseas and train others in their model. The goal is to establish Operation Song as a unique, viable treatment option using creative and integrated therapies to help individuals recover from the stress of war and improve their quality of lives. I tell you what, if I did not have WTF Nation ready to blab on, yeah. I mean, yeah. Fuck. Some of the songs, some of the stuff. It's their. What are you talking about, prune juice? See, Casey's fucking making her damn old comments again. Anyways, okay, we got. We have Friday. We have Wednesday off. We have a fucking. We have a Donza or training holiday.
Donza.
We have a day off, whatever you want to call it. Thursday we have Sergeant's time. However, Friday. Pay attention, nation. Friday, the 13th.
Friday.
Be there Friday. 2300, as we have Eric Stolhansky, a.k.a. Rabbit from Super Troopers. He's going to come on and talk about...
Is that how you say his last name?
Stolhansky. You have to be able to sprechen sie.
Fucking Rabbit.
Rabbit. It's fucking Rabbit from Super Troopers. He's going to come on to talk about Super Troopers 2. It's about...
Hell yeah.
I can't fucking wait about this show, man. He was on here last year. Yeah, I think that was last year. And came on to shoot the shit and all that. But this will be giving us the details. I guess you could say this is a premiere because it's not going to be out yet. It's going to come out on 4/20. Super Troopers 2 is about a border dispute between US and Canada, and the Super Troopers are tasked in establishing a highway patrol station in the disputed station. Man, I cannot fucking wait for this show to come out. The main page posted some shit already on it too, so
there will be a lot of shenanigans.
There will be some shit. Yeah, come on, Meow. If you cannot go throughout the show without saying Meow, come on, Meow. So
Meow.
Meow. Come on, Meow. So, anyways, so that's gonna be on freaking Friday the 13th. This Friday the 13th, Eric Stolhansky, aka Rabbit from Super Troopers. God, I can't wait. And then we have another great show with the Saturday Night Savagery. Tori Wilson from Dogs to Dog Tags. Tori has over 20 years of civilian and military dog training experience and a passion for training both dogs and dog handlers for service. He has helped many of his handlers to adopt their dogs, which is awesome because I know through a lot of service dogs, I mean, you guys saw the fucking scandal that's been happening right now, but there's been a lot of dogs that have been left overseas and then killed. And so now, the handlers are going to be able to bring their dogs back. So Torres' broad knowledge and deep understanding of how canines can cope with stress and guides his organizations and promises to help at-risk veterans to recover from PTSD. At Dogs to Dog Tags, their goal is to pair a service dog in need of a home with a veteran and of unconditional love and support. Because everybody knows, cats don't fucking love you, okay? Dogs do. All dogs go to heaven. They're fucking man's best friend, and that's it. Cats are...
I hate cats.
Cats
Frankie and I
are
were
pricks.
talking about this in the break. Hate cats.
Cats
Go
are...
dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Go dogs. Dogs rule.
Meow.
Yeah, whatever, dude. See, you probably have a cat, don't you? Holistic man.
Of them.
Oh, my God, dude.
He's got like 20 cats. Like he's a crazy old cat
That's
man.
what I'm saying, dude. He's got fucking, anyway, so their goal is to pair a veteran with unconditional love and support from a dog, not from a cat, because we know that with a veteran's battle aren't always over when he or she returns home, and that dedicated service dog, provided at no cost, can be the most simplest and effective way that we can stand by all these brave women with a dog, not a cat. I can't even imagine. I just see this old dude sitting in the middle of a room with fucking cats all around him and shit.
Do you feel better?
No. Because cats, whatever, man. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell you about some of the stories about lighting cats on fire or throwing them over cliffs, but I am going to say this.
Don't do that to me.
I am going to say that a cat, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to purposely go out and torture animals. However, I'm just not a cat person. Cats smell like old people. They smell like piss. They smell
The
like
way I
ammonia.
explain it to Spanky is that if there's a dog in a building, burning building, I'm going to get the damn dog out. If there's a cat in a burning building, I'm going to try to get the cat. The cat runs away or hesitates, I'm leaving without the fucking cat. Like, that's about as... I will chase after the dog and, like, jump through a damn wall to save the dog. The cat has one chance. If I can't get it or it runs under something and I can't get to it, bye, kitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all are cold.
No, it's just no way, dude. I mean, I would much rather see a cat as a decoration on a door or something like that than a fucking dog. Because I shouldn't say that because some people treat cats just like dogs as their children's. So, I mean, I just want to say that I'm just not a cat person. That's just me.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just not a cat person. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be a dick to the cat and kick it or something like that. I'm just going to sit there and say, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, what's up? Oh, hey, I look at my cat. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. And that's it. But anyways. Man. Dude, I can't wait. Eric Stolhansky. Yeah.
Come on, give us that girly scream.
I can't wait, dude. Fuck. Oh. Come on, meow. Eric Stolhansky. He's going to be on WTF Nation Radio again. He's not like new and shit. He's already a friend. He's coming back on. I love it. I love it. And Minx is going to go ahead. Hopefully, Minx won't, freaking go to girl, fangirl out. I'm going to watch Super Troopers again before this one again because there's some nuances to movies. Like you said, you have to watch movies over and over again, Flash, because you almost ruined Ready Player One.
They almost messed it up. They have Beer Fest, which is another Broken Lizard production.
Oh, I fucking
Beer
love Beer
Fest
Fest.
is on Netflix.
Yes.
I wish Super Troopers was on.
Yes, I know, dude. Oh, man. So anyways, he's going to come on and shoot the shit. Again, all of our guests are here for you. WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments here to give you all the veteran news, commentary, opinion, and entertainment we can possibly give, but also help somebody out, anybody with a need, because we want to give you a hand up and not a hand out. But so if you guys don't have anything for me, I guess we can see you.
Hey, don't forget, we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Mixer. Like us, share us, send messages to us, and tell us how awesome we are. Or like I said, if you know of a veteran in need or a veteran organization you'd like to have on, or anyone you'd like to have on the show, send us a message at WTF Nation Radio on freaking any platform: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Mixer, YouTube. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything, but we love you guys.
No, I don't see it. But anywho, hey guys, thanks for coming on. And with that, I will see you guys on Thursday for Shots time. So, shots. Yeah, shots.
The bitches, they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
We used to be so strong, and now your words are gone.
trade me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
It gladdens me to know that Odin prepares for a feast. This hero that comes into Valhalla does not lament his death. He is here will welcome me. My death comes without apology, and I welcome the Valkyries to summon me home.
Fuck 'em all. In the place, everybody getting rainy. Punks better cuff your lady, can't nobody tame me. Blame me for keeping a running yacht rainy. Ladies used to hate me, now they coming out their panties. Girls on the job shack, pocket full of sock shack. Got a fat notch shack, something don't squat. Yeah, down, down for the block. Yeah, tryna be hot but you flop, wanna be shot to the top but you not. Wow. I ain't never seen so much green than when I seen when my team hit the scene. It must be a dream. Hit the stage, everybody holler. Getting thrown, whipping shows for a bigger dollar. Father, I don't wanna leave nobody toothless. Cause they greedy in the middle of what I do best. You finna see me in the TV with a few guests. We bout to bubble, baby, get your waterproof vest. Club in the back, I'm smoking bud in the back. I'm waiting for niggas to trip, cause bitch I love to scrap. I went from rocks to Z's, writing raps and movies. I went from trusting these chicks, now they all wanna sue me. So fuck them all in the back, I'm smoking bud in the back. I'm waiting for niggas to trip, cause bitch I love to scrap. I went from rocks to Z's, writing raps and movies. I went from trusting these chicks, now they all wanna sue me. So I black bags with enemies, cut up so they remember me. Soak them in Hennessy so they relatives know it's me. You can bet your last dollar I'll dick them and holler. Riding these hoochies like they some heavy ass Chevy and Impala. Jump up and get your ass shot up. From a profit, pick my Glock up. I'm busting with such efficiency. Popping, nobody got a holler. Outlaw rock.
This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
A better bullet, and even if they kill me, they can never take the life of a young G. I'm getting money, money.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.